Expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Duo Esports Season 10 Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Grand Finals broadcast. We have a banger series coming up between Gacha Gamers and the Lucky Ones, but beforehand, I want to tweak one of the brains here of one of our finalists. Specifically, I got the mid laner for the Lucky Ones, Theacious, with me. How are you doing?
What's up, man? You're way better at intros than I am.
Hey, that's my job. But I want to congratulate you first off for being here, making finals. It's a really big deal for you. With that said, though, I know it's not all, champagne celebrations just yet. I know you want to win this whole thing. But before you do, I want to take you through your last week's semifinals here that you had versus Wetfire Games. All right.
Okay.
So obviously, going into your series, you said on your own podcast as well that you didn't beat Wetfire Games once in the whole regular season. They beat you not once, not twice, but 3 times over the whole regular season, and you had to play them in a best of 5 in your semifinal matchup. Were you expecting it to be a win, let alone as hard of a 3-0 as it was?
I did personally. I was a little, I didn't get to play that match. I had some family stuff to take care of, but I was a little weary because of the fact that we were going to have an e-sub, and I knew that there were some key champions we needed to ban versus them. But there was, as soon as I found out they had an e-sub as well, and the bans were going to be the same, I felt like we just had to win.
Yeah, and you absolutely did. This is also going to be your first on-stream playoff series here. Your last season one versus PSA wasn't on stream. Neither was your semis versus Wetfire. So obviously, this is a really big deal for you and the rest of your team, of course. So I know you're going to tell me that you're going to say that your team's going to win it, but what's the series score going to be? Tell it to me right now before it even happens, Theacious.
I think we've done a lot of good preparation for GG. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's gonna be a 3-1 in our favor. And if they take a game off of us, it won't be the first or the second game.
Okay, all right, really detailed. Not gonna go, going in between, not a 3-0, not a 3-2. Gonna give him the 3-1 here. You heard it here first, guys. Lucky Ones are gonna be coming on top in this one for whichever team wins tonight. By the way, as well, we have something very special prepared for players, so something for both sides to look forward to. But all in all, that's gonna wrap up my pre-series interview with the Aces. You're gonna see this guy playing on stream in just a couple of minutes, and our grand finals are gonna be coming at you very soon. Best of luck to Lucky Ones. Best of luck to Gacha. You know it's going to be a banger because at Duo Esports, we only have bangers, and we'll see you in 14.
I'm dragging my feet slowly, sitting here waiting for you. Don't seem to wanna listen even when my heart knows the truth. It doesn't matter who's to blame, to blame, to blame. The good we had has slipped away, away. Don't wanna say it out loud, 'cause then it feels real.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Duo Esports Season 10 Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Grand Finals between first seed Gacha Gamers and third seed the Lucky Ones. We got a banger Grand Finals coming up, and I just gotta be joined by Trutabagel.
Thank you for Shuno for the warm welcome as always, and as you said, Grand Finals for IBSG tonight. Gacha Gamers, that first seed. Last week they struggled a little bit with their initial game, or with their series overall, dropping a single game. Things were a little bit touch and go for them, but ultimately they came out with a win. On the other hand, TLO, absolutely and utterly dominant in their series. They closed it out super fast.
Oh yeah, all their games are like almost 20 minutes on average. It was really impressive, and with that said, both teams did use an E-sub, but that goes both ways, right? So all in all, TLO, the Lucky Ones here, I think they've been slept on way too much in these playoffs. They have an undefeated record so far, 2-0ing Pawn Sacrifice Arknights, 3-0 Wetfire Games, which was prior to that match, a team that they had not beaten once in the entire regular season across 3 games. So I think walking into this game, even though if you were to get like a collage of screenshots of everyone's like pick'ems, TLO is probably the team that like people had making finals the least. But at this point, at this stage of the game, you can't disrespect them. They are a grand finalist team, and they need to be recognized as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the thing is that everyone was genuinely surprised that TLO, they had to swap their bot lanes out. They're not looking this strong, and all of a sudden, as you said, undefeated run, so many of their games sub 30 victories, and you might even argue that they're the stronger team looking into this final at the beginning. But they've done something bold and first picked Senna. That is wild.
That is, and I mean, as you said, there's an argument for them to be the favorites. I would still say Gacha are the favorites walking in. They are the first seed for a reason, but as I just said, you can't not recognize TLO as a grand finalist team. All the players, yes, you could say other players might be stronger in their roles, but when all said and done, these guys are in finals and those other players are not. And one of the big things, that I'm looking forward to in this game for TLO is this bot lane pickup, as I think we might have it locked in already for Inaro and DC Cordelia.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing is, Senna Tahm Kench is one of those bot lanes that is just devastatingly annoying to play against. Because Senna, her greatest weakness is aggression. You get onto her, she dies so quickly, but she scales up super hard, getting those souls, stacking that AD, and Tahm Kench really complements that by providing her with something safe and easy, relatively speaking, to play around. That being said, Gacha, they are kind of aggressive here. They're getting a lot of things that they like. Particularly now, C-Boy are getting Garen. Feels really, really good for him.
Yeah, that's one that slept through the cracks here for TLO. That is C-Boyer's one-trick champion. That's his main over here that he's locking in, and he says, you know what, give it to me.
Yeah, absolutely, and we are into that second ban phase, taking away the Gangplank from Banana Slug Slam. Something that, he's been doing incredibly well on overall, these past couple of weeks. Something that I think Gambit pointed out 2 weeks ago. Banana Slug Slam with their new bot lane feels more unlocked, feels much more versatile to just play a variety of picks and do really well with it. So Gacha respecting the carry potential from that top laner of TLO. And even double banning him. They really don't want him to have anything accessible.
They absolutely don't. Got the Gangplank and the Camille. They do not want to give Banana Slug Slam any leeway in game number 1 of this series, probably the series as a whole as well. And we're talking about the season for Banana. Seaboard's been hyped up as the best top laner in the whole season. Banana, though, constantly always in his shadow, always, where is Banana? How do you feel about him top lane? Is he, a better mid laner or whatever? Well, all said and done, this is his series to really put his foot on the ground, and to do it against C-Boy on the Garen would be a really big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because, Garen is C-Boyer's signature pick. If you take a look at him on op.gg, Garen is his most played champion. It's definitely the thing he leans on heavily. And wow, Gacha doing something I don't typically expect out of them. They go to Jinx. They're giving Jinx a massive frontline, a lot of things to play around, kind of investing towards that scaling game.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to see what these last two lock-ins here are going to be from the lucky ones. We'll see where everything's going to be going. Currently, Scion being hovered for Banana. Looks like that's the lock-in.
Ugh, so boring. Nah, and this is not Banana's fault. I personally am just super tired of seeing Scion in top lane,
Mhm.
just because of solo queue mostly, right? Scion's top lane gameplay is build hull breaker and push and push
Yeah.
and push and push. Whoa.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Okay, mid lane Mordekaiser.
This is bold. Like what TLO have drafted for themselves are, some pretty beefy frontline champions. Lilia also partially a frontliner in her own right and playstyle. And then in addition to that, you have Senna to just scale up and be a cannon. But this is very concerning to me, potentially, at least, as far as TLO's draft is concerned. Because if they don't find an early game advantage, then their damage headed into the mid game is kind of lacking, right? They need an advantage somewhere to be relevant in the mid game fights. Otherwise, it feels like they're investing heavily into late game power.
Yeah, I mean, even prior to the Mordekaiser lock, and still with it, especially, I'm wondering where's the damage here for TLO. I mean, you have a lot of these beefy boys or whatnot. You have Tom Kench, you have Scion, you have Mordekaiser as well. Definitely can fit into that niche, but your accessibility to damage, I'm a little concerned about. And if you look on the side for Gacha, I mean, they also have a really heavy front line being stacked up here with Garen, with Sejuani, with Nautilus. But Cassio and Jinx definitely fill a damage role, and even so does Garen if Seaboard can get a lead in this top lane.
Yeah, I will say I'm somewhat surprised by the lock-in of Cassiopeia for the Dark Sovereign. Not because I think Dark Sovereign's bad at Cassiopeia. I got to see how he plays it last night. He's definitely very good at it. The question is that typically when you lock Cassio, you do it because it can deny so much mobility, so much access into choke points, into the river, in the jungles as well. And there's not a profound amount of mobility to be had, at least as far as the TLO composition is concerned. There's Abyssal Dive from Tom Kench, and outside of Flash, there's not much other than that. I suppose Scion using Ultimate, but he's unstoppable when he uses it. So it doesn't matter a whole ton in that regard. Although I feel like he locks it in because the enemy front line is so beefy, he needs that dot with Leandries and Demonic Embrace to just make sure he can burn people down.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Dark Sovereign did get the R5 here, chose to go with the Cassiopeia, and if you're looking at that comp, both teams really needed to lock in some damage here as their last pickup, and I think Cassiopeia can definitely fit that bill.
Yeah, I certainly agree. And to talk about these other, let's say second phase picks for both teams, the Mordekaiser lock-in for Theatius. It's bold because it's blind, right? Is unless they're swapping, right? Unless Banana Slug is playing Scion mid and Theatius is going top with Mordekaiser, that's a Mordekaiser mid into a Cassiopeia. I don't know if you know this, Shuno, but back in the day, when Mordekaiser was his original form of Mord,
yeah,
Cassiopeia was his hardest counter, or it was listed as his hardest counter on all those websites, because there is not a godforsaken thing that the pick can do. Cassiopeia will slow you and she will burn you to death, and it's still a relatively similar case now. Mordekaiser, you miss E, Cassiopeia just kills you. It's even if you toss her into Death Realm, she's just gonna kite you.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So I mean, I do know Theatius has talked about this pick, here and there as being something he's really comfy on in the mid lane here. So we'll see if it shows up or not. But as you said, and the first thing that I saw as well, it's blind. I mean, if you generally speaking, if you're going for blind pick mids, you want to go with something a little bit more safe, something that can handle a variety of matchups. He says, no, screw that. I'm going with the Mordekaiser here, and into Dark Sovereign. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting maybe a Vex, or even a Corki, something that you can stay back on, scale up. It will do decently well as the game goes on. But the Mordekaiser is definitely bold from Theatius, especially blinds, as you said. We are getting through that spectator delay and about to load up onto the Rift for game number 1.
That we are, and this is a really big deal for both teams, all the players on them as well. But as we said in our semifinal broadcast of Gacha versus Jupiter, for Titanduff, this is his first ever finals in our league. And we have been saying so much. Everybody in the whole community knows the Titan has been fighting for a Duo Esports Championship for so long, and here he is in the finals. You have to feel that, all of Gacha are going to be putting their 110 in for this one.
I mean, he did say that this is his obligatory pity arc, right? I don't know how many times Titan has been denied from finals. I can think of like 3 times in the past, year.
Yeah.
Or past couple of years. Ooh, whoa,
Oh
Theacious.
my god, what is that?
Ghost Ignite on Mordekaiser.
Shit, okay. He didn't just blind Mordekaiser into Dark Sovereign, he blinded Mordekaiser and said, Ghost Ignite.
This has to be like some sort of lane swap. Like, there's no way you're going to take Ghost Ignite into a Cassiopeia as Mordekaiser as we are onto the rift. I am hitting the black screen, by the way. So we'll get through that momentarily, but to take a quick inventory of everything else that was taken here, rune-wise, nothing terribly surprising from both teams. I'm interested to see what Inaro is going to do with the Tahm Kench, because he actually opted for Grasp here, which is something you don't typically see unless it's a top lane Tahm Kench. And bot lane, typically go for Guardian. You go for something defensive because you know that the enemy bot lane is more likely to poke you out and harass you. You're not going to have a lot of opportunities to proc Grasp. Like, ever. Really.
No, you definitely aren't, so we have to see how this one's going to go down. Game number 1 in our Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Season 10 Finals is now underway as first seed Gacha gamers take on the lucky ones here, and we got something spicy happening already.
Yeah, TLO, they're going out to a standard 5-point. Gacha, on the other hand, they have the Nautilus, so they're walking forward in that 5-man, but DC Cordelia doing the good thing, throwing the ward out at the entrance, so you'll see anyone even approaching that way. Make sure that Gacha just has to walk back, do their little walk of shame. One thing that I would really want to see, and you can see a ping onto it, is that Theacious or Banana or even Gambit should be going forward to put a ward down to get that vision and have that pathing information, but they don't do it. They all stand back, even though they definitely had time to. So a little bit disappointing, but not the worst. This is interesting. Wait, look at Cordelia and Inaro, though. They're going into a lane bush. They want to cheese this. They have exhaust heal. They are Senna Tahm Kench at level 1. This is so, I want to say confident, but it's borderline arrogant to think that you're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think it's going to be pretty late that, the Gacha bot lane's going to walk in on this one. They might just bail out on the plan, but we'll see if they full commit or not, as we are coming from the other side of the lane here for HTUL and McNye. Gonna walk up right now. Here comes Cordelia out of the bush. Does dodge the dredge line. That's gonna be huge. And that's a ton of damage dropping down on a HTUL. Jinx is taken super low, but so is Tahm Kench. The heal getting blown. And this might just be going south so quickly. One more auto would take in a row out. And now the damage onto Cordelia. There's the dredge line back up. It could be a kill. One more auto would do it. He's gonna get first blood. Foe gets the first kill. Can he cut it out into 2? First blood double kill for Gacha.
That's what I told you was gonna happen, Shuno! They don't win these! You're son of Tahm Kench! You sit back and you scale! You don't level 1 cheese, you don't even have Ignite! And if they had Ignite, hey, look, if they had Ignite, they actually killed the Jinx there. 100%, they win that. But they took Exhaust! They don't win! It's a doomer!
It's a wrap! Holy moly!
You know what? If this is a professional level game, right? You know what? Go next. FF right now. Everyone DCs. Sorry, we screwed up. You guys get the, it's a mulligan. But unfortunately, this is a grand final IBSG, and that means the Gacha, they're out to a 1k gold lead at 3 minutes. Hate you all. A player that plays through his confidence and snowballs incredibly well, starts out the game 2-0. Longsword, boots, dagger in the inventory.
I don't know about that one. That's one way to fucking start a game off if you're on Jinx.
Oh, no!
Here comes McNye roaming up. Gonna
On
go
the
for the
line!
Driftman. Gonna land it as well on a Theasius. Theasius taking super low. Not gonna get taken out.
Yeah, Theasius, he doesn't have flash, so he has to just walk it out if he can. Doesn't even burn the ghost in a panic to stay alive, though. So very well done by the mid laner of TLO right there. But that does give Dark Sovereign so much breathing room, ease to just push in towards this Mordekaiser here. Nice little claw. You can actually see Gambit coming up, potentially looking for a gank.
He is looking for a gank on the Dark Sovereign, but it's a little too early in the game. And Dark Sovereign just walks it out.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely wild. Very well done on McNye's part as well. Looking for the roam, had the opportunity to do so. Especially considering you have a Jinx. The enemy bot lane has no summoners. If your Jinx dies in that type of situation, that's on him.
Oh yeah, 100%. And, basically no way that ends up happening, so McNye gets an easy Roman. And as you said, Jinx with 2 kills, not even 2 minutes into the game, I believe, when he got them. What a start for Gacha.
Yeah, absolutely massive, because it's like that classic issue of you see a Jinx on the enemy team, you have to pressure the pick. You have to make sure Jinx doesn't get an advantage. Oh dear, McNye going forward?
There's the max range Dreadline coming down, but McNye might be a little too far forward. Gonna eat the damage back in response as Cordelia lays it down, but Gacha are still looking. Hateywell still letting the rockets down onto him as we hover back into this mid lane. He's just getting a quick trade on a Cassio.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those windows where Theasius is actually going to be doing pretty darn well in the lane, because Dark Sovereign doesn't have any additional mana sustain in his inventory. Only has the Corrupting Pot, which can give you mana back, but he's out of the charges, which means Theasius is really, really happy to just shove that lane in, push it back out, have the opportunity to get some breathing room, because Mordekaiser is manaless. You can just shove mindlessly. But once Dark Sovereign can get his back in, ooh, nice little bit of damage. But once Dark Sovereign can get his back in, you can almost certainly guess. And yeah, he's actually about to hit 1.3k gold, get that Lost Chapter for that additional mana, and we'll TP back to lane.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some funky stuff happening in this bot lane again, but you have to feel that Inaro and Cordelia are just going to be sitting it back. On Senna TK, definitely a big feels bad here, but hate you all. 2 kills early on. This Jinx is going to be great from his Titan is looking around this bottom lane.
Yeah, and I think the thing is there's not a whole ton that Titan can be doing in any other lane. He is going forward here. Nice little knockup.
Anyways, there's the knockup to try to get the chompers as well on the Cordelia, but Cordelia does get it. There's a 2-man root coming down, and now McNye's way too far forward. McNye might be dropping. There's the bowling ball coming down, going to land on him as well. As they try to turn their attention. The rest of the
dear.
Driftline coming, the Rift's gonna work out. Hateywell gets his 3rd kill off of it.
Yeah, Gambit going a little bit too far forward there, even though he has flash up. And even though the dredge line misses, he just goes in way too deep. His team can't back him up. The Tom Kench is too low. The Tom Kench is already fully disengaged. The Senna's too low to help. And yeah, that's just another kill into Hate You All's Jinx. And he must be feeling pretty darn good about that right now.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, just with 6.5 minutes into the game when they went for that play, it's too early or not even level 6. I mean, yes, did Nautilus, miss his dredge line in a really bad spot? Yeah. But do you also have no damage to speak of? That's also the case, and it just ends up giving Jinx a 3rd kill in this early game.
Yeah, and doing a really quick inventory of that gold, right? And granted, it's Senna Tom Kench, so their gold generation is going to be naturally very, very low. But Hate You All, already cresting 3k. He is the richest player in this entire game at the moment, and it feels great to have that kind of power as an AD carry.
Yeah, gonna get his reset off right now, sitting on, 1700. We'll see what he's gonna get, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, as you said, already has the completed boots, Noon Quiver, even gets a control ward. That's how you know you're living life as ADC. You can buy a control ward.
Indeed.
Have that income. Oh, top lane.
Looks like Seaboard might be getting solo killed. Banana lays the ulti down. Not going to be able to get the kill. Seaboard is going to flash out. Looks like he's going to be able to get his reset in here too. Banana thinks about something, but Seaboard is going to back off.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the flash, relatively speaking, for free. Titan does show up to clear the ward. So Seaboard has to back off. As you said, burns that flash. We'll be TPing back relatively soon. Make sure he doesn't want or doesn't lose much more in that top lane. But hey, this is why it's so annoying to play against the Scion, right? Mindless shoving power. He has all these potions and biscuits in his inventory to stay sustained with mana and health. And there's not a whole ton that Seaboyer can do to be interactive in the lane.
Yeah, no, not at all, and definitely rough stuff as we hover back into this mid lane. Back to the spot lane for another quick second as they're going to lay the damage on a McKnight. They're going to eat him up. This time Gambit is level 6, and McKnight is going to be dropping. There's the Dredge Stun as Inaro gets the kill.
Yeah, Inaro is the one who gets the kill, which you could probably argue is the least ideal target to get the gold in that situation, but very well done by the bot lane of TLO. They find the opportunity, and that's the other thing. McKnight has been really, really aggressive with these dredge lines, but the problem with it is he's not landing most of them. So, you know, he throws himself out of position. There's not much he can do. Oh no, hate you all.
Hate you all, stepping a bit too far. Here comes Gambit from on the side. The Chompers is going to stop the damage for a little bit, but it's not going to stop him from going down. That's a second kill onto Tahm Kench.
Yeah, and you, like, hate you all. He was somewhat respecting the potential engage from Lilia, but the moment the Swirl Seed hits you, you know you're going to get ulted, and you know that Tahm Kench can engage. So that's the type of thing where it's like, look, you just got to blow flash, man. Like, you can't be like trying to hold that.
Definitely. I mean, didn't respect it enough. Had to be way farther back in that position to begin with. But either way, that's a very big for TLO. They get something back, get some gold out of this Jinx's pockets. 2 kills onto their own ADCs, quote unquote. Inaro is on the Tahm Kench this game, but I mean, still pretty good stuff, and they're able to neutralize this bot lane a tad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though those stats on that gold on Tahm Kench. Oh wait, fight top.
Have something happen this top, and Banana walked right into it, but they're not gonna commit. Instead, just a decimating smash that Seaboy is gonna take on his way out.
Yeah, but to finish the thought. Right, in a row, getting that gold isn't a bad thing, right? The Tahm Kench becomes, much more difficult to kill off of getting all those health, those resistances into the inventory. The problem is that, you're investing into tag stats, and Tahm Kench is not the one you're going to ultimately rely on to get things done proactively in this game. It would have been much better to have that gold onto Gambit, onto DC Cordelia, but it just doesn't happen there for TLO. Oh, wait, mid?
Not. There's an ulti in the mid lane. Dark Sovereign lands the Petrifying Gaze and landing the damage right onto Theasius. Theasius is going to be able to waltz it us. Here comes Gambit, and Dark Sovereign half HP, even lower now, as there's the Ghost Pop from Theasius, but going to lay this kill down on a Dark Sovereign in just a second. One more would
Whoa,
be the kill, but they're unable to secure the kill, and that's a kill in response!
They bit off more than they can chew again. Gambit constantly thinking he has the advantage here.
Is too far forward as well. There's the fifth from Jinx, and there's the 4th kill for Hate You All.
Yeah, and he says, easy, just gotta burn my heal and my flash to gap close. Gets that kill in the inventory. Obviously, not ideal to be burning those tools on Jinx, but if there's a time to do it, it's still in the early game when the enemy team can't punish you as hard. Like when their damage isn't quite there. So good move from the bot lane of Gacha Gamers to, secure that kill. Also well done by Dark Sovereign to kite it out. Granted, Gambit just overcommitted again. Yeah, really definitely. Poorly done by the Lilia there.
I was going to say, I'm going to be the negative Nancy here and say, yes, good on Gacha, but as you said earlier, True, I mean, is it confidence or is it arrogance here? And it ends up being, probably the outlier to everything that's happened so far, but when all's said and done, still a bit, over-committing on the play. It didn't work out at all, and just results in even more, just bad stuff happening in this early game for TLO.
Yeah, and that's it. It's something that kind of like Theasius have hinted at a bit in their inventory or in the interview that you did with them right before the stream began, right? Like they're very confident headed into this game, and Theasius said it. Right, if we're gonna lose a game, it's not gonna be game 1. It's not gonna be game 2. So they were feeling really good about themselves. That being said, right, for all the kills that Gacha have gotten, the gold is practically even. It's a very, very slight in favor of Gacha, but they have gotten 2 drags to their name, as well as the Rift Herald at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and could have been something really bad in the bot lanes. Kind of was looking for an ulti combo over the wall with that Arctic Assault, but not going to happen. as Zisa, Cordelian in a row very smartly back off.
He needs to pop that Rift Herald, though. You know, it's going to be going away in just under a minute. He's actually here in the lane
They're
still.
feeling something. That he is, and he might be able to save his 80 carry just in time. There's the Tom Kenshi, and Jinx is going to be taking a lot of damage. The kill might, yes, it will be coming through. And now there's the ulti coming up from Cordelia, and this is the bot lane's moment to shine. Here comes Sion as well, gonna roll it down on the Titan. He's taking tower, but he doesn't care. It's a Sion, and they're gonna lay what might just be another kill down. Beautiful tower taking from TLO, and it's another kill onto Cordelia.
Yeah, and that's well done by Banana Slug Slam, recognizing the opportunity that they have. Oh, dear.
Gambit's feeling himself on the top of the Seaboard. Seaboard's going to be dropping in just a second. He's going to be 1,000,000% going down, and there's another kill for TLO.
At TLO, it was looking kind of dicey for them, but the thing is, Titan was hanging back at the tower. He was kind of like waiting for TLO to show up and do something, but he hangs so far back. TLO gets the opportunity to freely engage. They just get a free 2v2. And the other thing is that Hate You All was unable to DPS for almost half of that fight because he was swallowed by Tom Kench.
They'll look for something on the back end right now. They might go way too far. They go way too far. McKnight picks up the shutdown, and TLO a little over aggressive once again. That's going to be one kill at the very least. Looking to make it a second as they are damaging and blowing in a row down right now. One more Zappa would be able to do it, but here comes Cassiopeia just in case. In a row will get out with the flash from the looks of it, though.
Yeah, and like this is once again, this is IBSG, right? Like your teams are playing like a little bit aggressive, you know, constantly throwing the game back and forth at each other. And in spite of how, oh wait, Gambit, he's showing up here.
Something might be happening. They're still plotting a play with this Tom Kench, and they're going to Hate You All. There's the the dot over time. It's going to be burning him down. There's the last tongue auto attack coming down, and that's going to be another kill for Tom Kench, a double for in a row.
Yeah, and this Tom Kench is now 5-1-2. That Swirl Seed just absolutely tilting to get hit by and Hate You All there, and his heal was only a couple of seconds off of coming up in addition to that. Absolute tragedy. But I do want to point out here, right, really quickly, after dying, right, for the third time in this game, Hate You All has opted in for Kraken Slayer. Now, you're on Jinx. Yes, you can get a lot of damage down with Kraken Slayer. This is not a team comp that is designed to keep you safe and alive. There's not a lot of peel. There is engage. There is frontline. I think that Kraken Slayer, while very understandable, might not be what you want here.
Maybe. As you said, though, understandable. You see why it was picked, but if it was the play or not, you see or not. But, I mean, to break down what's been happening the last couple of minutes, I mean, both teams taking turns effectively at overstaying just a little bit, but TLO come out on top. They have a great ambush onto Jinx in the bottom lane. They get a big kill. Now, as we've been saying, yeah, you would ideally want kills onto someone else, but Tom Kench getting tanky with 5 kills and 2 assists, it's only going to be doing TLO favors.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But one thing that is going to be doing Gacha favors is this mid lane here as the camera goes over to Dark Sovereign. And granted, he hasn't been getting a ton of kills. It's not very glamorous, obviously. But slowly but surely, the mid laner for Gacha here has been accruing a pretty substantial CS advantage. Right? Dark Sovereign is like 50 over Theasius at this point. And I do have to say, Theasius, this blind Mordekaiser is not really working out in your favor at the moment. Like, yes, you got counterpicked, but there is nothing that you can really do against Gacha's comp other than stay alive at the moment, and that's not what you want to do as Mordekaiser.
Yeah, definitely not. You don't imagine Mordekaiser's that kind of champion, but we have some action happening around this dragon as it does spawn and both teams in position. Timed up in the bush. Here comes the teleport from Seaboy as well as the miasma gets thrown down, and they do not want to get the lucky ones in this pit.
Yeah, I mean, Banana Slug Slam still isn't here in the fight, doesn't have that TP available, so he has to walk with the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's the engage.
There's a big 2-man now, comes the ulti coming down from Theasius. Ulti from Cordelia blowing the team up. Here comes Sion as well, and this team fighting is A+ out of TLO. The double kill for Cordelia. That's a triple kill for Senna, and this is going to be a complete whitewash, as there's going to be one more kill coming out of Hate You All, and what the hell was that?
And it's just absolutely catastrophic there for the side of Gacha gamers, because what happens is that once again in a row, this guy who's just been able to get so tanky, getting so many kills, just dives straight in, gets a double knockup, and then Theacious immediately goes forward, tosses Gacha's strongest member damage-wise, other than Hate You All, who is Dark Sovereign, into the Death Realm. So this Cassiopeia isn't there. The CC, like the Petrifying Gaze, there's no Miasma. So Cassiopeia has been neutralized for the next couple of seconds. Easy to go straight in, get the dragon, blow Titan and Seaboyer away. McKnight died as well. And now, TLO, they're so firmly in control of this game. 6k gold up already.
That they are, and now they're looking for something on Theacious. Midnight stepping forward, not going to be able to get the damage down as they cannot catch out Theacious. And we're saying earlier, it's true that the gold was close. It's not close anymore. There's a ginormous amount of gold in favor of TLO, and that team fight was just so well played from them.
Yeah, and it was also heading that way, like, to begin with. Because for as much as Dark Sovereign is getting an advantage over Theacious in the mid lane, like, the bot lane was entirely neutralized. Oh, Cadelia
stepping a little far forward, but does have Tom
TP
Kench
being
right
channeled.
now Titan Dove is forced to flash away as the chompers get thrown down, but the exhaust still coming through, gonna force a flash out of Hate You All.
Yeah, and, you know, for that, like, with all that being said, right, for as strong as Dark Sovereign might be, the other thing is that, like, another really consistent source of strength for Gacha, who is Seaboyer, has not really been relevant in this game, right? 0-2 now on this Baron, like, competitive in terms of CS, but definitely not able to contribute in the same way that a Scion is.
No, and the Scion pick from Banana just completely neutralized him. He can't really do anything. This was not the kind of Garen game.
Whoa, that's aggressive.
And there's an aggressive flash in coming down from McKnight. Wants to get this kill on CC on a Cordelia, but Cordelia might just take him out first as they lay the damage down. There's a fantastic Sejuani ultimate, and the flash only gonna add insult to injury. There's the first kill for Hate You All, and there's the double kill for Jinx.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive to get that gold, get those resources into the Jinx, but there's the Scion!
Oh my god, the disgusting Scion ulti slams it down as it Titan and Jinx, and that is going to be another set of kills coming down. Banana with the massive ulti!
Yeah, Banana Slug slams that hammer straight into Hate You All and McKnight, and that is, you know, it was looking kind of nice for Gacha, right? You get the shutdown onto the Jinx, you get, like, more gold in your side lanes. But then Banana says, absolutely not. He just rolls straight into the mid lane with his ultimate blast, Hate You All away. And, like, the Jinx itemization already hitting 2 items now. Like, Hate You All is going to be scary as this Jinx, especially when you finally crest that 3rd item. The problem is now that even though the damage might not necessarily be, like, hyper scaled for TLO, the tanks definitely are. And the tankiness is not answerable on the side of Gacha, right? The person who's closest to being relevant in terms of frontline ability is Titan on this Sejuani, but McKnight, Seaboyer, they are not nearly as relevant. Yeah, Seaboyer can't even try to stop the back there. He knows he loses that.
He, like, missed me with that. And all in all, I mean, TLO, this is peak performance from these guys. All of them are playing so well, so aggressive. And, you know, we were saying earlier in the game, is it confidence or arrogance? At this point, it's looking like confidence as they are confidently stepping forward, making these plays. And the last couple of minutes have been absolutely going in their favor. They're just choking Gacha out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, can Gacha scale into this game? The answer is absolutely yes. Right? Cassiopeia scales super, super hard. So does Jinx. But, like, it takes so much time for them to be relevant at this point. And that's not because necessarily Jinx and Cassio are super far behind. They're super down to the dumps. But their frontline, the people who are supposed to stay alive and stay up to keep them relevant in this game, cannot stay alive. Like, that's where so many kills have gone. Granted, Hate You All has died 5 times as well. But that's also because there's nothing to keep him safe. There's no safety tools.
Yeah, definitely. And Seaboyer thought he could go for a trade. Not going to happen. Going to get chunked down. About a third of his HP.
Sneaking Baron?
Oh
my god!
There's Baron right now for Gacha. It might just work. Banana has no clue that this is happening, but they have to use the hunting for to get mana. They just don't have the damage. It's too early for them. And here comes the rest of the squad onto Banana. They want to try and get something at the very least off this top lane. They are body blocking Banana down, and that's the shutdown for Seaboyer.
but then goes into Seaboyer's pocket, going to make the Garen relevant again, maybe, to start split pushing. But seeing 3 members committed in the top lane, TLO immediately, they're like, all right, we'll just get second Ocean Drake, and they start stacking those up. And I gotta be honest, I do not want to play against the Senna Lilia with Ocean Soul. So now Gacha, like, they have to be really careful about TLO stacking those Drakes up.
Yeah, definitely. It's cut even right now, 2 apiece for both.
Oh, wait, that's the dredge line!
Go in, there's the dredge line, comes through the death rock immediately, they're jumping onto Gambit, and can they take Gambit down? Yes, they can! The first kill ends up getting secure, now the focus on Sandero. Tom gets forced to blow the flash, as Gacha are now in hot pursuit, looking for the kill. There's the slow, the root gonna tag Sejuani right there, but it's not gonna matter, they land in CC back on Tom Kencha, and that is gonna be the kill onto him.
Yeah, that's another kill. Seaboyer still not letting it go.
On the side, Seaboyer's blowing up Cordelia. Cordelia is down, and now they turn it on to Banana. Banana's in focus. Banana's gonna get killed as well, and Gacha finally found the play on the TLO.
Yeah, and that is not like overplaying or mispositioning from TLO. That was all Gacha being coordinated. TLO was strong. I think the ultimate mistake that happens there is the fact that both Inner Row and Gambit kind of split up the moment that Nautilus shows up and is like, oh, okay, I guess gets to land a free hook onto Cordelia that forces Inner Row to use his ultimate defensively, keep the Senna alive, spells Gambit's end, and they just lose kill after kill. And now, Gacha, being 6k gold down just like 2 minutes ago, are now only down by 1k.
Yeah, I was just about to say that was gargantuan for them that they were able to find that, and Seaboyer might have just found the Aegis right now. He's gonna lay it right down. The Aegis tries to get the damage up, but Seaboyer just got the better 1v1, and that's a solo kill.
Yeah, Seaboyer's like, look, man, you are a Banana Slug Slam. I can do damage to you, and I can kill you. And especially when you consider this build on Garen, right? Your own E, your Judgment, has its armor shred. Now he has Black Cleaver as well. The Aegis has 0 chance to survive against Garen in that kind of circumstance. Whoa, Titan!
Titan is looking for something. There's the ulti onto Cordelia. Cordelia taking a ton of damage, but Tom Kitchen's right next to him as they start to lay it down, and they're looking for more. There's the Death Rocket from downtown. Once again, onto Inner. Can they find the CC? They find on the Gambit instead, and they're trying to burst it down, but Gacha taking super low. There's the Sunday ulti gonna get 2. It's a double for Cordelia, and Gacha forced an engage. It might just not be going their favor. Dark Sovereign tries to get the damage, tries to get it onto Cordelia, but Cordelia stays alive, and now Dark Sovereign's the one that's taking damage. Here comes Gambit from the other side. Gambit's gonna go down as they finally get this kill onto Cassio.
And not just that, Cordelia died because Seaboyer was like, oh crud, my team is team fighting, I gotta go. Hey, you all did die, and now Seaboyer, he might not be much longer for the world. Trying to walk it out. He should be able to get out from here.
Yeah.
He is. But that was just pure over-aggression from Gacha. Titan thought he found the angle, thought he found the opportunity, lands, immediately ults Cordelia, goes straight on to the Senna, and then Inner Row is like, all right, I'm going to eat, we're going to get out. And I think at that point, right, when the Tom Kench disengages, that's when they're like, all right, we got Tom Kench all, like, they're gone for a little bit, we can establish control. But instead, McKnight goes forward with Titan, but Hate You All and Dark Sovereign, they're not there. So yeah, your front line's there, but your damage isn't. And, TLO, they're able to turn it around. Gacha, they somewhat grasp it back with Dark Sovereign taking out Gambit, with Seaboyer taking out Cordelia. But they have got to be aware of, when to stop hard forcing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it really didn't work out for them at all, right? I mean, they're definitely an ill, thought out engage from Gacha. It doesn't go as bad as it could have, I guess, but still, less than optimal as we again hover towards this top lane as TLO feel themselves onto Seaboyer. Seaboyer taking the damage.
TLO doesn't know.
Comes him back, and they're trying to get this kill onto him right now, but Seaboyer's leading them right to the Baron Asher. Here comes Dark Sovereign. Here comes the rest of the team. They're going to lay the damage onto Banana, and the Baron's not going to be happening.
Yeah, I mean, you did see Gacha, once again, they were starting that Baron up 2-man between Dark Sovereign and Titan. the thing is, Seaboard, he couldn't hold it the entire time. And that being said, the rest of TLO, they were also walking up, the Aegis, burning the Ghost, trying to pressure away. But now, with that play being done, TLO, they're the ones with the inside track towards their soul point for these Drake. Oh,
there's a
double
play. There's a massive loyalty for the Petrified Gaze. Is it going to be enough to save Gacha? It's not going to be enough to save Sovereign. As now they're laying it down, but out the front. But Jinx is going to hit left. There is now free hitting. Foe is popping off. There is the death rope. There just locks him up, locks him down for now. And Cordelia's doing the damage as well. AD versus AD. And Jinx is popping off. There's the Zappa. Not going to lay up with the death rock and Will. It's a triple kill for Foe. Look at it, a quadra kill. Where's the could be a pentakill? Coming down. It's a pentakill for Jinx.
Yeah, they finally get the fight that they want. And you can see Vo practically cresting 3 items now on this Jinx. Gets the Penta because so much damage, so much CC had been burned, taking out Dark Sovereign. The Jinx stays untouched, gets the free hit in that entire team fight, and now Gacha, they've once again made the gold completely even, and they are turning onto this Baron.
That they are, and you know, when the spotlight is on Hate You All, he pops the fuck off, absolutely massive on this Jinx, and you started to see, you know, the makings of a downward spiral for Gacha. TLO were continuously finding plays onto them, slowly but surely choking them out, and they barely crest above the gold lead over them now. A pentakill for the Jinx is just massive.
And you can see Hate You All completing that Infinity Edge in the inventory now. 13k gold, once again the richest member in the entire Rift. And Gacha, they have a 1k gold lead. But then the other thing that's so vital for Hate You All at this point has the Quicksilver Sash, which means that if Lilia tries to get a sleep, if Tahm Kench tries to get, you know, an eat, or if Mordekaiser tries to throw Jinx into the Death Realm, he can just get out. He has one get out of jail free card.
Yeah, that he definitely does, and Theasius now has to ult somebody else in these fights instead. All in all, massive stuff as TLO. Now they're the ones on the back foot, and now we're starting to see their comp bite them a little bit. This Jinx having a massive frontline setup, having so many kills, almost being full build 30 minutes in. They have to pounce on him immediately if they ever want to kill him.
Yeah, and this is also, you know, what, once again, like you were getting at, Shuno, what we were talking about with the compositions. Because yes, TLO's draft can scale up. Yes, Senna and Lilia can hurt in their own right. But this is a lethality Senna. And Lilia, she needs time in team fights to do damage. And you don't get that time against a 3-item Jinx. So TLO, they're starting to feel pressured. Yes, In a Row is tanky. Yes, Banana Slug Slam, also very dynamic, very, you know, healthy. But they don't have a lot of options in team fights.
Yeah, I mean, that they definitely don't, and this time C4 is feeling himself pretty confident into Banana, but here comes the rest of the squad, so he might have to care, as Banana's already gone down to half HP on us. Now here comes Gambit as well, and C4 is all but dead on this one. They're gonna lay it down onto him in just a second. There's the flash, but it's not gonna matter, as Gambit almost gets the kill, not quite. C4 might have gotten out, in fact.
He's still alive!
He's still alive, and now we hover back into the mid lane as his team's taking mid tower.
Yeah, Seaboy was probably like, guys, look, there's 2 on me. It's the Lilia, it's the Scion. You're good, just go forward, pressure the mid lane. They just got 2 turrets functionally for free.
Yeah, I'm honestly just confused. How did Gambit not get that kill? Something funky definitely happened, but Seaboy gets out whether he should or shouldn't have.
I mean, I'd assume that Seaboy pressed Garen W to survive the last little bit of dot. And by then, the Blooming Blows movement speed stacks had fallen off. You can't really chase Garen down because he just presses Q. Dark Sovereign, he has a Magi Soul Stealer. A single stack Magi Soul Stealer on the Casio.
32 minutes in.
Bold.
Yeah, that's a word we can use. Either way, we do have TLO starting to prep, starting to group. Maybe looking for a pick onto Gacha. Best case scenario, a pick onto Hate You All on this Jinx, but not a whole lot for them to do right now.
You know, they're setting up for a potential pick, but there's no reason for Gacha to face check into this. Like, Dragon's not up for another full minute. Like, Gacha, they can just push in and then they can start, setting vision up, pushing forward. Oh, Titan.
That they did, but Titan might be getting caught out. Does manage to Arctic Assault out of there, so he is alright. And as you said, there's no reason for Gacha to face check this.
And the thing is, they don't even have to, right? Because it's only Soul Point that's going up. You don't have to hard prioritize.
Macro, they might have just completely screwed themselves as all of Gacha say, you know what, mid
lane, there's no wave,
real estate, no wave to speak of, but here comes TLO from around the corner.
Oh!
It's going to be the damage, they're going to lay it down immediately, and that is going to be Gambit gone immediately as the fight starts. A massive Casio ulti, and Jinx is going to be free hitting as well. Gacha might be able to close it out right here. There's the zap on Cordelia. Cordelia is going to be going down, and so is the rest of his team. They're going to lay it down, and that's fair like game number 1.
I mean, it definitely ought to be. Banana Slug Slam going to go into the Fear Beyond Death. But as you said, Shuno, that's a full ace. The wave is coming in. Pings are going on by Titan, I suppose, onto the Ocean Drake. His team is like, all right, get the soul. We're going to push. Don't really think we have the wave to end quite yet. They're going to push in with the Jinx. They're going to get the inhib. They're going to get the Dragon Soul. And now, Gacha, it's their turn to be at a definitive advantage, right? They're up 5k in this game. It's been the throw back and forth each and every single way. But this Jinx is definitely online. Just got to close out from here.
That they do, and, they tried to salvage in that situation they put themselves in. It could have been a lot worse if there was a wave immediately right there for Gacha. When all said and done, if you don't land that bowling ball, if you're Gambit, just don't go in. Chose to go in anyways, got engaged on by Gacha, and that's a wrap. They're based now in shambles. Inhibitor, none to speak of in the mid lane, and Gacha are looking to close this one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Baron will be coming up in just under 30 seconds here, and it's going to be so difficult for the side of TLO to fight into Gacha with this Ocean Soul, right? Because Cassiopeia is a machine gun mage. She has the ability to sustain, to stay safe and be in the middle of fights. Jinx
is literally a
long range. Yeah, Jinx literally has a machine gun. Hey, you what are you doing?
There's the ult of the Gambit, managed to find the QSS being blown. And now the rest of TLO trying to get out of this one. Silently going to be popped by Banana as they get out.
Yeah, and that's a free Scion ult. That's free engage. Whoa, in a row going forward, though.
There's the knock up onto Jinx. Can they manage to cheer this kill? This big smash not going to do the job. As Haguel still up and still pumping out damage. And the rest of his team tries to get it out. A massive Sun ulti coming through. And they will manage to get the kill onto the Jinx. Now the rest of the team is going to be dropping. But Seaboyer again, a call back to semis. He is in the base. Banana's going to be coming around the corner as well. It's one Nexus tower down. Should be no way he gets the sack unless he just says, screw it, I don't give a shit if Banana's here. And he's laying it down now on the Nexus C4 once again. This time it's only one person blocking him, and it looks like he's going to be able to close it out.
You saw the rest of TLO, they're like, oh wait, we can get Baron. Banana Slug's there, you can stop him. And the Banana Slug's like, guys, I don't have damage, I can't kill him. And the rest of them, they tried to back in time, but off of that team fight, yes, Gacha lost the fight, but they won the war. They won game 1 off of Seaboyer, finally getting his backdoor in from semis. Absolutely wild ending.
Oh boy, that's a heartbreaker if you're TLO, but if you're Gacha, that's a gamer moment for sure. You take those, a big dub here over TLO, who definitely showed in this game that they were.
Yeah, that was an absolutely tragic game if you're TLO. You had the lead, like you had the definitive lead at a certain point in this game. And then 100%, like off of those bot lane kills, off of the shutdowns, Gacha comes back into it. The Jinx gets all those kills and is able to just completely take over. Very well done by Gacha gamers.
Very well done by Gacha Gamers, but we have a second game coming at you very, very soon at Duo Esports. Game number 2 of our IBSG Finals soon.
Legends never die. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near.
It's deep in their bones, they'll run into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, guys.
Legends never die. 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 They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it cost. The scars collected all of their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harms to fight your dream.
Whoa, pick yourself up, guys.
Legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die.
Oh, when the world is calling out your name.
Begging you to fight.
Oh, pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, guys.
Legends never die. 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 I've been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, Achilles and his gold, Achilles and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fists. And clearly I don't see myself up on that ledge. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Season 10 Duo Esports Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Grand Finals between first seed Gacha Gamers and third seed the Lucky Ones. We just had a wild game number 1 as we head into game number 2. Once again, I'm with Trutabagel.
Well, Shuno, both team captains. Well, I mean, I guess not the Acious, but definitely, you know that Dark Sovereign said that either way, this series is going to be a 3-0. So you know that with the first game won, Gacha probably feeling really good about themselves. They want to just close it out as fast as possible in true duo tradition, make finals a 3-0. But that being said, given how messy that game was,
I'm not thinking a 3-0.
No, I don't think it could go to 5 if all of these games are like that. The real question is, how is TLO feeling after that loss? This is the first loss they've had in playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'd even venture to say it's the hardest loss. It's the hardest game that they've had. Maybe with the exception of some of their games against PSA. So now they finally lost a game in a series. They gotta solidify things and Titan once again going to Sejuani. I think that's fair. There's no Trundle to counter it.
Yeah.
Let's go straight.
Do you that favor?
Yeah, let's go straight for the Sej once again. That being said, I'm not really sure if I would say that anything profound about the draft is why either team won. Yes, granted the Jinx scaled up incredibly well, but that's also because TLO threw their lead. And talking about bold picks,
We got another set of them here. Ezreal and Brand.
Okay, DC Cordelia. Okay, you're not Saint Malay. I say it right now. There's all like Saint Malay is, the premier support mage player as far as duo is concerned, at least in my opinion. Interesting to see a Brand being picked here in finals, and such a, I don't want to say a serious situation, but definitely a high pressure one, so to speak.
Definitely high stakes here. We'll see if Ezreal Brand is the play. As TLO, we're changing it up, and Gacha might just be keeping it the same here. We have a Sejuani, we have a Nautilus. No Jinx going to be coming through, as it looks like Misfortune is going to be it instead.
Well, I mean, they do have the benefit of knowing what bot lane they're playing into. Perhaps Hate You All is like, you know what? Like, we're playing into something different here. There's not something as disgustingly, egregiously tanky as a Tom Kench this time around. Having Misfortune there for the shred is okay. That being said, gotta say mid and top should still be a little bit more damage oriented here for Gacha.
Yeah.
Now, Banana, wait, he blind picked Camille.
Yeah, I mean, as we've been saying, the whole, I feel like the storyline of the series here, for TLO at the very least, is bold, confident, and, Banana saw what happened to him last time we got to second phase bans. He got hard banned out, and the Camille was one of these two bans, if I remember correctly, gonna just lock it in before he can get banned out.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, right, you already know what your jungle matchup is. So you can just pick jungle there. Now, granted, you might still have to be blind picking top lane, but what is going on? At least as far as blind picking the Camille, and maybe it's because Gacha last game, where you know what, we're just gonna double ban top. It prevents them from reducing Banana Slug Slam's champion pool more. But that also just allows them to really pinch the jungle pool for Gambit.
Yeah, so they're going to go after instead. Say, all right, don't have to do Banana, we'll just do Gambit. Take that Lilia away. I think that's a smart ban from Gacha. It definitely was the makings of a problem for them, as we're going to see what the R4 is at a TLO.
Yeah, I mean, here, it should almost certainly be the jungle pick. You see, if you're going to lock Volibear, why don't you just lock Volibear and treat it as a flex?
I'm feeling my spicy Israel Brand bot lane. True, I don't know what you're talking about. Either way,
no, it makes no difference either way. I'm just saying, be a bit more measured about how you're drafting, right? Don't show the cards unless you absolutely need to show them. It's gonna be a set now for C-Boy, or something he's more than happy to play. Interested to see how he's going to play it versus the Camille, especially considering how hookshot functions.
Yeah, definitely. But another big comfort pick here in this top lane for Seaborn. It looks like most of Gacha, so far are on comfort, as we have our final pickup here going to be in the mid lane for the Dark Sovereign. You're going to go with speak of the goddamn devil. If that is not comfort, I don't know what is.
Yeah, absolutely. They just get the Syndra lock there for Dark Sovereign. Now, here's what's going to happen. They actually wanted to treat Brand as a flex to mid lane. But now it's Syndra. It's guys, we can't pick the Brand here.
Watch it happen.
Oh, God. Theacious. What is this?
This what it's for true.
No. What is going on? Why do you think that Kennen mid is the answer, Syndra?
I don't know about that one. So yeah, I don't know about that one.
No, where's the logic? I don't see it. I'm so confused. Okay, you know what? It's just about the team fight. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
They just want to play for team fights. They just want to press R. Screw laning phase.
Yeah, what's laning phase? I don't know what that is. In all seriousness, though, I mean, if we are talking about, some of the things that were really on point for TLO in their last game, was their team fighting. Now, does that give you an excuse to botch laning phase completely? I'm not sure. But if they do get to those team fights, you have to feel with all these tools that it's going to be good. The problem, obviously, though, is can you get there first?
You see, this is why you can't like completely, go like you can't completely say, all right, well, you know what? Like, let's go away and say, screw laning phase. But now that I think about it, this is something that Theatius has wanted since like week 1 against Gacha. He has wanted the Syndra matchup for so long.
Yeah.
And he was like in their games, he's like they try to ban around so that they force Dark Sovereign onto Syndra, and it's like, all right, pick the Syndra. We're leaving it up for you.
Yeah.
And Gacha never bid it, and now Gacha they lock the Syndra, and this is the response. They have to just be looking for hard dive or something.
Yeah.
Like this is just a press R comp.
Literally, I mean, you have Gambit on this volley. I mean, no better jungler almost that just, press Ring and locking a tower down, rather literally. But when all's said and done, I mean, this has got to be the smoking gun here for TLO. If they lose this game, they will be forced to reverse sweep the series, and that is a very difficult predicament for any team of any caliber to find themselves in.
Oh, yeah.
When all is said and done, this was also their, game number 2. This is the game they had side selection for. They chose red side, and red side, infamous for R5. Thieves just knew exactly what he was getting himself into, I feel.
If he knew exactly what he was getting himself into, why did he wait for the clock to tick down to 0 before locking the cannon?
It's a good
I'm
question.
just saying.
We'll see. Either way, it has to work if you are TLO. We'll see if this cannon pick is, the Kryptonite, the Dark Sovereign Syndra, or not. The rest of, the comp for them, also, I mean, pretty solid. Seaboy on set, Titan on Sejuani. This Misfortune's a little bit different, but I definitely like the champion. I think that she can be strong in some cases. And, Bullet Time's definitely got set up.
Yeah, I mean, like, for as much of a press R comp that TLO has available, like, you're bringing up a good point. Gacha also has a bit of one. The most important thing, at least in my mind, is just how do you make sure that the MF gets neutralized? Because that's so much of Gacha's teamfight presence, that bullet time. And if it's not there, it's much harder for Gacha to execute what they want to do in a team fight. Because all you can really hope for is that Syndra might poke someone out or like might pressure with unleashed power. But everything else, it really hinges on where MF positions and how good of a bullet time that Gacha can get off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bot lane, I definitely like the sound of Misfortune Nautilus way more than I do Ezreal Brand, but we do know that Cordelia is one of the strong spots on his team for sure, and on the Brand pickup, I mean, it's not a pick you see every day. With that said, Brand can have disgusting harass and laning phase with that Pillar of Flame. If he lands even just, 1 or 2 of them, onto the Misfortune, that's a lot of damage. And while I don't think it's exactly going to play out that way, it is still a route for them to go through.
That's true. Like, it's the thing that probably frustrates the people against playing against Brand the most, where it's like you can destroy a Brand, you can utterly stomp a Brand, but as long as Brand R is in a team fight, he will still be effective. But with that, being said and out of the way, yes, Brand can be really, really annoying in laning phase. You have got to dodge out the hook from McKnight if that's what your game plan is.
Yes.
And we are out. I am onto the rift. The darkness is there, unfortunately. But we will get started shortly. Doing a quick inventory of the Keystone rune setups. Nothing terribly surprising on either side. You can see that McKnight has actually swapped over to going for the Aftershock as opposed to the Glacial that he ran in game 1. I think that's pretty fair considering, how much more damage there is here.
Yeah, definitely. Game number 2 now underway between Gacha Gamers and the Lucky Ones. Gacha 1 up, looking to make it 2. And as Dark Sovereign told us, he's
5
going to make
stacked
it 3
again.
games tonight, as we do have
You can't take
another
this.
invade coming down. But not going to happen.
Well, I mean, they all 5 stacked and tried to go down the mid lane, and if the enemy team, if the mid laner just walks up, they are going to see it. Like, granted, you're potentially leaving yourself like exposed to a dredge line, but it's not like super duper important. Cordelia, as you can see, also threw the ward down into the tri-brush.
Yep.
Do not do this. Do not do this. You are a level. You are a level 1 brand. You cannot proc your passive.
You see, this time they do have Ignite. They're probably just gonna do some quick chip damage, call it that. I would be shocked just as much as you would if they go for an all-in. I don't think that's it. I think it'll just be a quick chip, and that's gonna be it.
Like, McNair even pinged down, like he wants to walk there. That's also because it's also 100%. Oh no.
Oh,
they have
no. They know. You saw the ping coming down, and
oh no.
Both bot lanes thinking that they're about to pounce the other, but we'll see if Gacha are just a step ahead or not. They're both stalling it out right now.
It's a game of chicken right now. They're just waiting. Okay.
What a stalemate. Gacha gonna say, alright, screw this, whatever. Here comes Cordelia, going to find the Pillar of Flame, dropping down as HUL gets a little bit of the Make It Rain.
Okay, yeah. Nice little rhyming. Shuno, very well done. But yeah, as you said, they get that Pillar of Flame damage. They get the little bit off there. Also, as you can see, HUL opting in for the longsword. Wait, that has to be an error. There is, okay, like visually the items are messed up for me. I don't see that HUL has a trinket, and I was gonna say that's literally impossible. The game gives you one in your inventory if you don't buy it. Yeah, but you know, either way, things can be dangerous for Gacha in this bot lane, just considering if the brand is able to get the damage off. If he's not, then it's kind of useless, and especially if you can't dodge away from the hooks. But you can see Gambit towards this bot side, potentially looking for an early gank.
Yeah, Gambit is thinking about it. Typhon's also within the vicinity, but Gambit way closer right now, and they're gonna lay a nice amount of damage onto McNair to set this one up. There's the dredge line, and they look for the play, but here comes Gambit from on the corner. The first blood gonna be getting secured for in a row, and that's a big play for TLO.
Yeah, they get that first blood down onto McNair for walking forward there. Although you did see Gambit burn the flash, Cordelia has no ignite available, but Titan, they also want to, yeah, they want to collapse on Gambit here, but he's just going to go back into his own jungle. There's nothing for him to take, though. Top lane?
Oh, there isn't. In the top lane, there's the hook shot going to land. Tanks the tower shot on his way out, though, so Bennett's left side, but not going to be coming out on top from that.
Yeah, definitely not the greatest circumstances to be in if you are if you are Banana Slug Slam there. Because, oh, wait. No.
No, not happening.
Yeah. I was about to say get hype, and then it just didn't happen. But yeah, like, nice to get that gold into Ezreal's pocket. You can see that In a Row got the back off. Has a Sheen in the inventory, no tier quite yet. Oh, Theacious going forward.
Theacious is going forward. They're looking for something onto Dark Sovereign. Can they get the damage down onto him? And they get a nice stun on the back half, but that's going to be all that Sheeran. Now they're looking for more in this top lane onto Camille, but Camille just going to hookshot it out.
Yeah, and like overall, like other than that one particular kill that happened there in bot lane because McNair, you know, went too far forward, got the hook, but then ended up dying. Overall, things are still pretty passive in this game over, like, with everything being said and done.
Might have something in this mid lane as Theacious again jumped on. There's the damage
more
from
auto.
Titan. As there one more auto would get the stun. There it is coming down. As Theacious looks like he will be able to walk it out as Dark Sovereign, no mana to speak of.
I mean, the problem for Gacha in that moment, right, is Dark Sovereign's out of mana. There's no way for him to get damage down onto Theacious, so Theacious doesn't even have to burn anything. And now he's going forward. He's looking for auto attack.
Now he's feeling himself a lot onto Dark Sovereign. Lands the stun as well, and There's the power play confidence that we were talking about that TLO's been having all series.
Yeah, and the thing is, he auto-attacked a minion after coming out of Lightning Rush there. The other problem with it, though, is that Kennen's damage not profoundly high super early on into the game. So yes, he can get the stun onto Dark Sovereign, but yeah, he doesn't pressure the Syndra away at all. And that means Dark Sovereign doesn't lose anything. He just gets to back and walk back to lane. The Aegis also holding his TP, so once again, not too much happening. But because by virtue of being able to shove in bot lane, Inaro and Cordelia, they're accruing a smaller and smaller, like it's stacking up rather, gold lead for themselves. And overall, looks like TLO, they're at about a 1k gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, not too shabby. I mean, we were definitely worried about, you know, how TLO were going to perform in these laning phases. 6 minutes in, still definitely a little on the early side to call it, but so far not so bad. Titan is looking for a gank in this top lane, but a ward's going to spot him out.
Yeah, and I think it's really fair for him to be looking top, right? Because Seaboyer is on this set pick, a pick that can, you know, really start taking over games as long as it finds a bit of an advantage. The other thing, though, is that Seaboyer is playing a melee champion, and obviously Titan on Sejuani is better facilitated to gank a melee top laner for his team. The problem being, though, that Banana Slug Slam on this Camille is just so darn safe. Hookshot is supremely annoying to play against as a defensive tool.
100%. So once Camille engages with it, then, you know, almost 100% will be able to escape as they are. Again, still looking at this top lane onto Banana. Has his ulti if it comes to it, but Titan's still not going to go for tower dive. 7 minutes in, a little dicey, and Gacha ain't going to be feeling that.
Yeah, dicey to say the least, although you can definitely see it reflected on the map. Because Inaro, Cordelia, and Gambit, they just continue establishing vision in that bot side river. They have pretty much supreme vision to tell like any engage angle for Titan. Oh, no dredge line.
That could have been very bad. Inaro really feeling himself. Almost gets hit with the dredge line going in on Ezreal. That could have been catastrophic, but McNai wasn't able to land it.
Yeah, unfortunately, McNai is no Omari. Not able to not landing those hooks, but oh, the ace is finally flashing.
The ace just finally blows his flash. He held it for almost 8 minutes. Will be forced to use it finally. His Titan's been looking for a couple of ganks, but so far, none gonna come out with a kill.
Yeah, this is a very subdued game, Shuno. Like,
Yeah.
there are small advantages here and there on the Rift, you know, either way. But, like, overall, nothing, like, super duper substantial happening.
Both teams taking, you know, a step back, dialing it back a little bit, which I feel is safe, you know, for both of them after how that first game finishes. Do have, as you said, both teams in a bit of a lull state. Ezreal really feeling himself. Inaro steps up far forward again, but not going to get caught. And in fact, they might be the one catching the mindset. There's the kill on the McNai. McNai is going to go down, and that is now another kill for TLO. But can Gacha get one in response? Volibear very low. The exhaust is going to get laid down on the Titan. Titan taking damage. Titan going to get taken out. And now Aduo will manage to find a kill, but not one, another one in response as Cordelia gets his second.
Yeah, once again, it's still similar to last game, right? Just gotta cut your losses. Don't fight in circumstances where you guys really shouldn't be. And after you lose McNai, there's no Nautilus, there's no additional like Ignite to be had, there's no additional CC. But that being said, Titan and Vo, they still opted to take the fight. They end up trading a kill back, but they both die in return. And now they give up the first dragon of this game. And also, their team just goes down to an objective disadvantage. Like, they're 2k down off of that.
Yeah, that's big, and that's great for TLO. The thing that I want to see, though, is, you know, can they do what they need to do in game number 1? Can they get this lead and then not over-aggress into Gacha? Because currently, that's what you're waiting on if you're Gacha and TLO. You have to clean that part up if you want to commandingly take the second game.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in the top lane. Seaboy and Banana Slug Slam, things have been much more competitive between the two of them. They're very, very scrappy. Mid lane? Not too much.
Nothing to happen.
Yeah, but things have been really, really scrappy between these two. Oh, that's a nice stun.
That's a nice stun. There's the other from Seaborg. Look to turn into a kill. Damage dropping down. And Banana Slug Slam gonna get dropped by Seaboyer.
Yeah, Haymaker does hurt. Seaboyer finally recognized his opportunity, knew the Banana Slug Slam was just a bit too low at that point, gets his solo kill. gets to just push in that top lane. Will likely get at least one plate for himself as well because the death timer's at the moment already. Yeah. And yeah, that's a nice little bit of positivity for Gacha. You know, Seaboy are finally getting what what people, I guess, would say generally expect of him in the top lane.
Absolutely, and looks like they are going to use the ult on the wave. There's
Whoa.
the flash out of ulti. That is a big play if I've ever seen one. This is Royal's going to land as well, but they're split focusing right now. That's going to be one kill coming down. Nautilus is going to drop as it's a trade of kills in the bottom lane.
Here comes Gambit, though.
Here comes Gambit with the ulti, gonna try and lay it down. There's the Pillar Flame, there's the kill, and Hate You All is going to drop.
Yeah, I mean, this bot lane for Gacha Gamers has just not been going the way they've wanted it to.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not like to hard flame McNye. Like, he's been like finding good hooks for the most part, like in like serious situations, especially in game 1. But here in game 2, you have got to be pressuring this brand because he is starting to walk all over you guys. He's starting to get so much damage down, and it does not feel good.
No, it doesn't. If you're Gacha, not at all.
I know!
They might have found a kill onto Titan. Titan gets caught shopping, and he's going to be sent back to base. That's going to be the kill. Gambit will secure it, but now they turn their focus onto Theacious. Theacious is going to drop. They want to give the kill over to Vossloh so badly. Theacious might have just gotten out. No, Dark Sovereign is here. Gonna slam the kill down with the Q, and gonna slam it into a second with the ulti onto Gambit.
Yeah, nice little double kill for Dark Sovereign right there. He finally collapses after Theacious and Gambit. They, as you said, caught Titan with his pants down a little. They caught him shopping. Nice kill, like nice gold back into their pockets. They've reduced the gold deficit down to 1K. And yeah, Shuno, I gotta say, game is feeling pretty similar to game number 1. Once again, things are just constantly back and forth between these two teams.
Almost looking at the same beat, but the big difference so far is this bottom lane. 6 kills in total for TLO's bottom lane. In a row and Cordelia are just making the Gacha Gamers bot lane hell on earth.
Yeah, but top lane not looking very easy for TLO on the other hand. Seaboy has Hullbreaker, and he just shoved that tower down pre-14 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the rest of the map so far so good here for Gotch, but still, gold is practically even. There's the true shot from downtown. Gets a nice chunk of damage onto the two.
Yeah, and I feel like that's also what was reflected with that Pyroclasm, right? They're just trying to force Hate You All as well as McNye out of the lane, trying to just get as many plates as they can, because now the gold lead is once again even. Whoa!
Oh my goodness! They went for a really big play. There's the ulti from Hate You All, but nothing gonna come of it, and
that's a bit awkward. Yeah, they were so ready for that hook to land,
and then it didn't.
That's a little bit awkward, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, and you know, for the side of TLO, they've been landing great poke. They've been dodging these dredge lines critically.
Their mid.
Game. Now they're looking for a play midnight game. It's going to go for the play here. Timed up from around the corner. Thieves is going to try and lock him down, though. Can TLO get this kill in response? It doesn't look like it. Neither can Sovereign onto Gambit, though, and it's just a stalemate.
Yeah, it's just a stalemate indeed, but you also saw Banana Slug Slam pathing down towards the mid lane as the dragon will be coming up. Just another like couple of seconds, just under 20 at this point. There's no TP available for the Camille, and it is available for Seaboyer. So that means, in theory, if it were going to be a full-blown teamfight situation, Gacha might have the edge there. But, I mean, if there's a time to just start setting up for drag, this is Gacha's opportunity. Bot lane just backed. You know the Camille is top. There's no TP. These guys got set up for this and get going.
That they do. They're just a little low on this one. Gonna lightning surge in. Maybe look for the kill, but here comes Seaboy. The flash immediately being blown as Theacious instantly ends up regretting his decision. Will be able to get out with the blast cone, but not the time to go in.
Theacious is like, alright, I made a mistake. Sees the set coming in from top lane. Is like, bye-bye. Flashes the way to safety. That means Gacha, they have supreme priority to get this dragon for themselves. They make sure that there's not too much dragon stacking, and it's gonna be an Infernal map. A lot more damage to be had in this game, Shuno.
Absolutely, both teams would love that, and we'll see which of them does indeed get it down the line here. It's Cordelia waiting in the bush now, trying to get a little bit of damage, but Gacha Gamers bot lane know all too well at this point. At this brand, and Ezreal bot lane is packing a punch.
Yeah, I mean, they're just throwing out so much damage constantly, and you can also see Gambit was actually shadowing the bot lane a little bit earlier, just in case something was going to happen. There's the Dredge line.
There's the combo they were looking for last time. It's going to completely blow in a row. The flash going to come through as McKnight will manage to secure the kill, but here comes both junglers to get into the fray. They're getting the damage on the Haiti wall. That's going to be the double kill for Gambit. Here comes Theasius, a massive cannon ulti onto 2. And now they're trying to get it. Titan's gonna miss his ulti as well. And this is TLO's moment to shine in the bottom lane. There's another kill, and Dark Sovereign is too late to the party. As the rest of TLO looking to try and get this kill on him. It's not gonna matter as TLO get 4.
Something that has just highlighted this entire game for Gacha is just too much bot lane aggression at the wrong moments for the most part. McKnight constantly is going forward, constantly looking for engages. Oh dear.
Dark Sovereign is getting mauled down right now. The red buffer is on the Volibear, looking to try and get the kill. There's the Scar of the Week coming in, and no kill going to be coming through onto either of them.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Sovereign is pretty darn scary on this Syndra. But that being said, Gacha just lost a lot of resources there in the bottom lane. Effectively for nothing. Like, there was no objectives to be taken. But like they just fed kills in, and it's kind of embarrassing when something like that happens, because it's not the first time this has happened this game. It's like the third.
And it's not the first time it's happened this, whole series either. I mean, I feel like I'm watching the exact same game play out.
This is such a hard TP angle. Like, Banana can just back and then TP in. Like, if they overstay here, like, yes, you want the tower, I get that.
Yeah,
but I mean, you have no business being here.
You see all the wards. We'll see if Banana's going to go for it or not. Theasius,
no, they're not going for it.
They're not going to, and all said and done. Going to be able to walk it out. There's the stun actually landing, clipped him with it.
I think that was actually the Sejuani stun.
The Sejuani stun did come through, and now they're looking for a kill onto Gambit.
Gambit behind.
A combo. There it is, and they're gonna maul him down as Titan picks up the shutdown. But the Pyroclasm throughout the whole team. Here comes Gambit finally. There's the kill onto Titan Duffa, and Theasius is getting the bit. A massive slicing maelstrom, and that's gonna be a ton of kills for TLO.
Yeah, they got kill after kill after kill right there. And it was like, this is the problem, right? You can't burn all of your tools onto one member. You can't burn depth charge and bullet time and everything just to take out the Volibear.
Yeah,
like, especially because this is not like a situation where it's like, yes, like pick Volibear and transition that into a jungle objective. There's no jungle objective. No. They blew too many resources, and like they got completely collapsed on. Seaboyer is not available because he's like, yes, he's able to like get the Rift Herald, but ultimately it's just meaningless.
Yeah, I mean, Seaboyer is doing his job, which is split pushing, which is good so far, but when all's said and done, I mean, we've been flaming it all game and up until draft as well, but I have to give credit where credit's due here. Theasius, this cannon pick is starting to show.
All right, but that's what we said, like, they wanted to do with it, right? They didn't, they weren't, like Theasius wasn't hard winning lane. He's still, like, 25 CS down. It's just try to transition into a team fight situation, and their bot lane found advantages, and that gives them an avenue to play proactively with that. Theasius didn't fall super far behind, and once again, there is no set there. So yeah, you can just hard force that and win.
Yeah, definitely, and that's exactly what they did. Another big lead here for TLO. We're sitting at a pretty 4K 19 minutes in. As Gacha definitely not playing, like they have all in the regular season, right? Definitely a little bit more sloppy in the playoffs, and I think TLO are really starting to show some of their weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's something that I think even as far back as, like, Neptune goes, like, if you play very coordinated into Gacha, like, they start to fall apart.
That they do, and they might be finding a kill on Haiti Wall. There's the stun gonna drop down, and Haiti Wall is completely boned. Theasius will be the one that gets the kill, and that's another big catch out onto the AD carry.
And like, once again, talking about how Gacha plays their comps and drafts, they don't draft much protection. They draft engage, they draft aggression, and because of that, when they win, they can win really, really, really hard. But when they lose, it looks like absolutely embarrassing, because even when they have something that they can play around potentially, oh dear.
Yeah, she's gonna find another ult on Dark Sovereign, the rest of the team wraps around, and that's another kill in this mid lane, another big catch out for TLO.
Yeah, but like when you have something to play around, your draft never actually is anything that can keep your team safe. And because of that, when they start to fall behind, they keep playing the same way and they keep getting abused. And of course it's going to be difficult to win in a situation like that.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, TLO either way, you know, big benefactors off of just the constant mistakes that Gacha have been making. They're basically at a 5,000 gold lead. They're in a great spot, and you just pick after pick with this cannon and the Volibear wrapping around. It's all been working out just about perfectly for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the thing is, Gacha is now once again in this point where they need.
For the ulti. See if they got the kill on the Cordelia. Cordelia, there's the knockup, there's the CC. But here comes Ezreal in a row, blows up. Hate you all. There's the two-shot barrage coming down as Ezreal is taking over this team fight. That's gonna be the kill, dropping down onto Titan. Titan's gonna drop, and that's the double kill for in a row.
And once again, Gacha, they throw everything in the kitchen sink onto one single target. Yes, they get the target, but now they lose the fight afterwards. And like they're playing from a point of desperation because there's nothing for them to play around.
Yeah.
Like, what can they get done proactively? And the answer is almost near like nothing.
Yeah.
Like the solo laners for Gacha are doing fine, right? Seaboyer is 1-1, Dark Sovereign is 2-2, but Titan, as well as the bot lane, they've died too many times. They've overcommitted on too many plays. And where has that gold gone? It's gone straight into Ezreal and Brand's pockets.
That it has. It's going to result in a Baron Nashor for the lucky ones as well. And this time, in this game, their lead is so much more solidified.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that TLO, they're not playing, separately anymore. They're not being completely miscoordinated with how they're moving, like how they're positioning around. And even though they have a squishier bot lane here, like it doesn't matter because they're snowballing. They have so much advantage. Like, to just take a quick look here, right? Brand is 3k ahead of the Nautilus. There's nothing that Nautilus can do. Yes, you can land a hook, but unless the Brand gets instantaneously blown up, he's still going to be more effective than you.
Yeah, and even then, there's so many people that you have to instantaneously blow up, and Dark Sovereign might be on TLO's list for that right there. Here comes Inero around the side. Arcane shifts and gets the kill onto Sovereign.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, if you are Gacha, it's start thinking about what you need to do for Game 3. Because your MF is not really going to get much stronger. Like, yes, you can finish tier, and yes, you'll be dangerous off of that. But the Ezreal is going to be more relevant. He has a more hybrid damage spread. Your Nautilus, incapable of keeping anyone alive. So what are you left to do?
Yeah, it's a really rough spot to find yourselves in if you're Gacha, but TLO feeling like they just want to force it down right now. They do have Banana down here now in this bottom lane. Gonna take this tower. 24 minutes in, essentially. They're going for the siege, and they're going for the engage onto Seaboard. They're gonna throw the kitchen sink on his ass, but Seaboard is still up, still doing damage. Does get popped in the end by Cordelia, but here comes the rest of the team. A stopwatch gonna come through. There's a two-shot from Inero, as they will manage to get one kill in response, but very low health bars on some of the members of Gacha.
Yeah, they trade 1-for-1, Cordelia for Seaboyer, and like very low health bars indeed. Dark Sovereign needs to go back to base to heal, so does Titan. And to be fair, both Banana Slug Slam and Gambit got a bit low in their own right there. And it's just to highlight, like, obviously, Gacha, if they can find the opportunity, can punish, but it's a way more delicate situation. Like, it needs to be off of Dark Sovereign finding a Scatter the Weak stun, because that'll be much burstier and you can transition that into a Nautilus hook. But otherwise, like, they have their backs up against the wall here.
That they do, and Gacha Gamers looking for something onto TLO, maybe looking for Theasius, but Theasius is too quick on this cannon pickup. This Dragon getting prepped here for both teams, but TLO might be looking to pounce once again. Here's the Lightning Surges, they're bursting Titan down. Titan might be getting taken out at the start of the fight, and Titan is gone. Now they turn their focus on the Dark Sovereign, and Seaboard's gonna try to bring it back, try to kill in a row in this backline, and he will succeed in doing so. That's gonna be the kill coming through, but here comes Camille onto Misfortune. Misfortune are gonna get blown up, and that's the kill. The rest of TLO have still cleaned up Gacha. Either way, and one final kill is going to be coming down. That's the ace.
Yeah, they're finally able to take in a row out. Unfortunately, it's a 1-for-5 trade. You lose the dragon in addition to that. TLO, they don't really care. Like, they're just able to continue pushing forward here. Like, yes, we lost the Ezreal, but now we just get to push into your base. And Gacha is like at this increasingly difficult spot to play at because there's nothing on the face of this planet that can keep the Syndra or the MF safe.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, just like you said a couple minutes ago, it's a wrap. If you're Gacha, you're thinking about what are we changing in game number 3 TLO. It's only a matter of time before they close this one out. They're going to have the Infernal Soul coming up very soon if they need it. And all in all, I mean, this is a very, very clean game from them.
Yeah, I mean, I believe game number 1 went for about 35 minutes, so it's about 9 more until then. I'd be very, very surprised if TLO don't close it out from here. They're definitely well equipped to do so. But, like, personally, if you're Gacha and you're thinking about game number 3, it's draft a bot lane that's probably going to be playing a bit more passively. Like, Nautilus is not something that I think McNye has been like playing a whole ton. It's relatively new for them to just bring this pick out here.
Yeah.
And while he's not bad on the Nautilus, he's not like profoundly bad on it. This is not something that you can rely on.
No, I mean, when you're looking at double 7-digit deaths in this bottom lane here, you have to change something up. As
Oh, whoops.
could be a bit of a whoopsie there. Zanya's from Cordelia, but see if that matters much at all in the grand scheme of things. Is TLO still very strong? Maybe it does. Instant karma getting it blown up. Cordelia gets taken out, and Dark Sovereign finds a big pick.
Yeah, it's a massive pick, especially considering the team fight. Oh, dear.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. The flash beam low on McNally as we hover back down into this bottom lane. But Aslick Slam feeling himself on his Seaboy. Gonna land a ton of damage. Gonna land the ulti on him as well. And Set's gonna be dropping.
Yeah, that's a Cho'Gath ult on a basic ability right there. That the Aegis burn flash.
Coming down, not gonna find it onto the Dark Sovereign. Now they might have found a kill on Set, but here comes Volibear. Can they manage to keep Misfortune alive? They're trying to do so, and they will succeed. There's the shutdown for Hate You All as they continue to look for more kills. In a row, will manage to get one onto McNaughton. He is a menace right now. Doesn't have a true shot up though, so no more kills should be coming through unless it's on the side for Gacha gamers. They look for another one, but so confident on the Ezreal Syndra. He's looking, he's smurfing in this game onto Gacha gamers. Not gonna find a kill, but this guy's cracked.
Yeah, in a row, putting on his best villain in glasses cosplay, eating forward, and then getting out. But like honestly, that was pretty tense, I think, for both teams, right? Because in that entire fight, after Seaboyer goes down, Banaslex Lamb starts pushing in, but so that's difficult for Gacha to be dealing with, right? Because now you've lost your bot lane inhib, the Baron has just respawned. But on the other hand, for the side of TLO, you don't want to be like playing fights like this, where you're getting picked off, the enemy team, like their damage is still there. Oh, that was a nice scatter of the week, though.
We might be having someone getting picked off. There is the Zonius coming down from Dark Sovereign. It's gonna be able to get
being used.
And now the
Aegis is coming.
The Aegis is coming around the corner. There's no Zonius for the Dark Sovereign. He has his summoners, but is it going to matter? There's his stun coming through. They clap Sovereign. Sovereign's going to be down. And they're hitting you all getting dogged down as well as they continue to look for more. The Dredge line not going to land. Thea's just trying to get out. There's a massive pull-in from Seaboyer, but the rest of his team is getting completely slaughtered. He gets a double kill in the back end, but he has to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't quite understand why like they're going for this kind of fight. Like obviously, like the TP getting used, you think maybe we can get an opportunity in, like Seaboyer comes down, and yes, you got 2 kills, like 2 big kills, granted, and the game is still going on, but it's just a difficult, like borderline impossible situation for Gacha to be playing in.
Yeah.
Once again, your carries can't stay safe. Seaboyer is a threat, but the rest of the team can't really be relevant.
No. And, you know, unfortunately, Dark Sovereign couldn't get his flash off there. Like, ends up getting blown up by Theacious, who, again, on this cannon pick, has just been finding so many massive ultis. And, you know, if this game wasn't already over, give it just a couple of seconds here, and an Infernal Soul might be on the table here for TLO.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Soul Point, or rather, their Soul is coming up in just a couple of seconds. Baron still on the table, but I feel like, you know, if you're Gacha, like, this is your do or die. Like, you're at the point where you need to just win team fight after team fight and hope to come back into the game, because otherwise it's just over. Seaboy, like, once again, going to push a lane, trying to get something. But that should just be free soul here.
Yeah, looks like it will. Let's see if Tying get the steal. And not going to be
Nope.
able to. There's Inferno Soul secured by Gambit. Gambit does get taken low. The Dark Sovereign might be able to clean him up. Dark Sovereign way too
Nope.
far forward, though. Going to get collapsed on by TLO.
Yeah, and you know, now, like, obviously Seaboyer was able to get that objective bounty for himself, push that, like, lane down, but the Infernal Soul, as you said, goes into TLO's pockets. They're going to have so much more additional damage, and now there's not really much that Gacha can do. You don't have a, like, ability to, you know, like, push people off in the same way. Oh god, look at all that
There is
damage.
the Pyroclasm going to come down. That's the kill on Misfortune. That's the kill on Sejuani. And they're looking for one on Nautilus as well, as there is so much goddamn damage coming out of the Lucky Ones. But they're not even going to need luck to close this one out. A massive combo amount of damage coming out from Seaboard. It's just not going to matter. There's the ace. The base is going to be getting claimed by TLO just right afterwards. And game number 2 is going to be going over for them.
Yeah, and it's in a relatively clean fashion, faster than game number 1, 32 minutes in. Shuno, we were talking about how do you think TLO feels after game number 1, after a loss like that. Looks like they feel just fine.
Yeah.
They had a game plan, they executed on it.
Definitely. Really good mental from TLO, you know, staying strong. You absolutely needed that if they want. When all is said and done, TLO are looking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they looked incredibly strong in that game. Like, yes, we had some feelings. Myself, I will be entirely honest. We had some issues with how they drafted, but they found the advantage that they wanted to play through in bot lane, able to transition to a super strong mid game to close out game number 2 just under a 10k gold lead.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, they definitely have the tempo with this series now.
That they do, and now you're looking at this bot lane. It's something you have to be thinking about if you are Gacha gamers. That is 2 double-digit bot laners that you have in terms of kills. 10 kills in a row, 12 on Cordelia. And as you said, TLO, it's series tempo, but our series is tied up at 1-1. Game number 3 between Gacha gamers and the Lucky Ones coming up soon.
Mordekaiser playing a bit more of a team fight oriented champion with the Vex. And yeah, I can definitely see that TLO, they have gone to a lot of comfort picks for their players, especially for their top mid jungle. And on the other side, you could argue that Gacha has done the same thing. But with how these games have gone, even with the one that Gacha has won, it feels like they are struggling much more than TLO is.
Yeah, definitely. I believe we have finally resolved our streamer issues, as I know we are now indeed back up live. We're now Inspector Delan. Our draft has concluded. When all said and done, obviously game number 3 here between Lucky Ones and Gacha Gamers. And as we were just saying, Lucky Ones looked great in their last game. Inero had, a great game on Ezreal, played like a machine. Banana Slick Slam, picking the Sion back up again, and as you said as well, I mean, I feel like there's definitely some level of gravitation that we have to show, not only towards how Lucky Ones have played, but also to their comp in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this comp is a bit of a mix-up of what they wanted to do in game 2, or what they achieved in game 2, and potentially trying to execute on what they wanted to get done in game number 1, going back to the Sion as well as the Senna. Now, granted, it's a bit of a different story because now you don't have Senna Tahm Kench to keep the Senna safe, but at the same time, you don't have this hard aggressive force that can catch out the Senna. There's no Nautilus hook to punish it, right? It's a Sona on the other end. And to talk about Gacha's draft here, as I think is relatively fair. The last time we saw them pick Sona, they picked a composition with practically 0 engage. They have picked Sona again, and they have drafted a composition with practically 0 engage.
0 engage. So, I don't know what's going on over at the Gacha Gamers headquarters, but one of the things I noticed, this wasn't just in IBSG. I mean, with that said, last game wasn't completely down to this tune either, but prior to our IBSG finals, you looked at both of the semis in IBSG and GP, and the first place team lost a game because they botched draft. And you figured Gacha would not make that same mistake in the finals, and this time, I feel like they've botched draft. There's no fluidity between their champions, and they have scaling, but as you said, no engage, not really a huge amount of pick either. You're relying on, Vhagar stuns, which are telegraphed. You're relying on Udyr, who very telegraphed. You're relying on Sona, who stop speaking, right?
Well, that's her thing. She can't speak at all. But but yeah, just more to your point, right? Yes, Gacha can scale, but they have practically 0 ease of starting a fight off. What they can do is, if TLO choose to force a fight, right? Let's say they choose to force with Vex, J4, and Sion, Gacha have the potential to punish them, right? They have the cage with Vhagar, as well as Zaya's Featherstorm, as well as Sona's Crescendo. But that's their only means for punishing TLO. Right, TLO getting aggressive, and to their potential credit, TLO has been pretty aggressive with how they've played their fights. That being said, Gacha cannot have a repeat of what happened in game 2. Their bot lane cannot fall behind in the same way that it did, especially now that they've opted into a bot lane that needs time to scale.
Yes, I mean, it would be impressive if they find a way to hard lose this bot lane. I'll just outright say it. I can't imagine, we'll see if this ends up being a caster curse or not, but I can't imagine they run this one down. But I think another issue for Gacha going into this game, we saw in game number 1, Banana completely nullified Seaboyer on the Garen. He's got the same matchup basically to do it again. And, I mean, you're literally just scaling if you're Gacha. Yeah, I don't think you get anything top lane. I mean, Time Diff on this Udyr pickup's the only thing where it's okay, maybe he can do something in the early game, but bot lane shouldn't have anything happening. Top lane probably won't have anything happen because Sion's toxic. Mid lane, I don't think much is going to happen either. What are we doing in this early game if we're Gacha? Nothing?
Yeah, I mean, so I think the thing is that's at least possible here for Gacha is that you can see that Dark Sovereign has the Predator on the Vhagar, right? So maybe the Vhagar can coordinate with the Udyr be a bit of a race car, go to top or bot lane, just force a play, one shot Ezreal or Senna, and find advantages through there. But off of that, like pretty much like with all other things being equal, there's not really much that Gacha can do proactively. They are in a very awkward spot, to say the least, as far as their draft is concerned. And once again, let's see if Gacha have learned. Have they learned that TLO's bot lane likes to sit in lane brush?
Yeah, I mean, 3 for 3, and I hope that they know, because this has been happening in all of the games, even if, especially in the first game, it probably shouldn't have. They really like this bush cheese, and again, they're going to be waiting this one out. This time, Xayah Sona not going to enjoy getting face checks. They do have to be careful. We'll see if they are or not, though. There's the learned. Coming down. Looks like they learned, as Midnight gets a big chunk of damage, almost a kill onto him. Maybe a cult's a little too early, true.
Well, you see, the thing is, they've learned, but unfortunately, you picked Sona. You know what the problem? You know what the problem with that is, Shuno? Sona has some of the lowest base armor in the game, has some of the lowest base health in the game, and level 1, you are at your base values. Like, this is a double AD bot lane that TLO drafted. It doesn't matter if Gacha have grown wise to it. Like, obviously it does, right? Because you don't want to just eat free damage.
Yeah.
But, hey, look, like, oh, hate you all playing Xayah. Yes, you can poke the Senna and the Ezreal with your Q. You can throw the feathers in. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, you can't call them back to root them. So they're like, oh no, you hurt us. And then they're like, all right, time to hit you harder. Like, so it really doesn't matter. Like, McKnight just lost Flash at level 1. And once again, talking about draft, that is a pure consequence of the draft that you have taken for yourselves.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, we'll see if they can salvage this at all. I would say if they can, but that's obviously the question, right? And blowing your Flash level 1, not ideal. And you have to feel, if we look at this game from Gambit's point of view, I mean, I'm booking a ticket bot lane at some point, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, there's practically nothing that a flashless Sona can do, especially considering that Gambit started in that top side. He's pathing his way down. And you're J4. You can look for a gank early. Heck, you can look for a dive early if you really want to force something, and on a target that's as squishy and as vulnerable as Sona, definitely doable. If they're pushed up too far.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to agree with you 100%. I don't like this Sona pick. Not in the slightest. And now down to half HP. It is Sona. You can, once you hit that level 2, get some heals and whatnot. But TLO's bot lane still as aggressive as ever, looking to try and get something. And still level 1, not a whole lot the hate you all can do. Manages to get a Q down. But
there's the root.
Level 2. There's the root dropping down. And now McKnight's going to get blown up. There's the first blood dropping down for in a row.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what happens. You're flashless as Sona. All you have is Ignite. Sure, yeah, you're going to trade a little bit of damage back. But you eat that root and you're done.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And what a way to start it off. If you're TLO, you get a kill onto Inero, who has been the carry, really, this whole series for them. Game number, 1 with the Tom Kench got a ton of kills. Game number 2, absolutely on the Ezreal. And now again on the Ezreal, gets a kill, gets first blood. Not even 3 minutes in.
Yeah. And that's all off of that level 1, and that level 1 is set up because of the draft. So once again, TLO having the better end of things in their bot lane here. So camera pans over to top lane, and hey, look, Seaboy got to proc Conqueror, but once again, Banana playing that Scion, once again, doesn't matter. He's going to have so much health, he's just going to sustain, but Titan is here.
Yeah, here comes Titan around the corner trying to punish, but now there's the flash stun going to come to Banana, like flashes, immediately gets the hell out of there, and it's just a trade of flashes in this top lane.
Yeah, definitely. Burning flash for flash, not the worst for either team. Now, granted, it's the top laner's flash versus the jungler's flash, but in a matchup where you're playing against Garen, for instance, I don't think that Banana should be too scared because it's Garen. Like you're very, very telegraphed.
Yeah.
Unless you're level 6. If you're level 6, it's gonna be a little bit scary.
Absolutely. As we hover back into this bottom, looks like McKnight not going to be getting killed this time. Gambit did come down, not able to find the kill from the looks of it, though.
Yeah, and you can also see Gambit burns his flash looking for that gank. Also now will be onto the Scuttle Crab. Titan spots it up, but there's not really much that he can do. Like his bot lane doesn't have priority, his mid lane doesn't have priority. So just got to let that one go. But all that being said and done, 1 kill over to TLO. They're at about a 1k gold advantage. And, that's a fully channeled decimating smash.
That is a massive stun coming down. Seabor really wants to trade it back, but just not going to happen the slightest. The root not going to be landing there. As Cordelia tries to lay the damage down, and TLO not afraid at all to just step up, to lay it down, to possibly get another kill. And now that's the flash, this time being blown from Hate You All.
Yeah, I mean, he was just walking up, trying to just trade the damage back. But the problem with McKnight is that, A, you're playing Sona. Your mana costs are incredibly large. You're getting lower and lower on mana. But then, B, you're playing Sona. Your damage isn't really high until you start getting items in. Like, your nothing is high as Sona very early on into the game. So, like, once again, like, Gacha have opted into this objectively, like, not strong bot lane. They're getting poked. They're getting harassed. And they're going to suffer.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said in draft, like, what do you do? Nothing? Because that's the only thing they can do. This early game is 100% dictated by Titan, who did try to get a gank in the top lane, got a flash out of it at the very least, had to blow his own for it. But when all's said and done, like, you literally just sit there and suffer if you're Gacha. That's what you've done to yourself by drafting this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can facilitate Titan. There's, like, obviously, Garen is a hard comfort pick for Seaboyer, but I think something that Seaboyer is able to abuse people on when he has locked into Garen previously in the season is that people underestimate the Garen. They, like, underestimate what Garen is capable of. But I feel like what Banana has shown so far in this series is that he's generally not underestimating Seaboyer's capabilities as a top laner, and therefore it's hard for Seaboyer to get done what he's done previously in this season. And this is another gank in bot lane.
Yeah, this is another gank in the bot lane. There's the exhaust as they lay it down onto McKnight. McKnight's going to be dropping, and Cordelia will manage to secure the kill. And now they're looking for more on the back as well. But
Titan's here.
Titan's on the Phoenix. He's going to get the kill. That is 1 kill as we head this top, and it might just be a disaster for Seaboyer. He's going to get clapped, and there's the solo kill for Banana.
Yeah, but critically in the bottom lane, things get a little bit equalized as Titan finally is able to do the things that he wants to get done as the Udyr, right? The Gambit, in a row, and Cordelia all hard committed. They get the kill on McKnight, sure. They weren't able to finish off Hate You All, and that means that Titan can literally just walk up and attack them menacingly. But
Inaro gets a kill on Hate You All. He picks him off, and that is just fantastic game sense. Gets a kill for himself, and that's now 2 on this Ezreal.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't fault Hate You All for staying there. He wants to get the plate gold. He thinks, okay, well, I have the feathers stacked up. I can just sit here. Ezreal can't walk up. But then Inaro does the thing that you are always, like, memeing, like everyone memes Ezreal's on. He is forward. And then all of a sudden, Hate You All's feathers, they mean nothing because the pullback isn't going to go through. And that means that he just gets a free kill, and, like, the positivity or, like, the advantages that you get in the bot lane kind of just go away because like, your Zayats ended up dying afterwards anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that we can gather from the last 2 games, that is that Inaro knows how to play Ezreal. He knows his champion strengths and weaknesses. He knows when he can go, and it has been showing, all of last game and so far all of this game as well. Just set up for success on this pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, back here in the bot lane, Cordelia is going to get that slow, and it's like so much trading, and there's the true shot around. Yeah. McKnight just got back to lane, guys.
McKnight just got back to lane, and it's not even going to matter. Already down to below half HP. Again, another aggressive arcane shift forward from Inaro.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes, in this bot lane, like, the most important thing is to, like scale up. if you are Gacha, how are you going to scale if you are constantly being set back into base?
You don't.
Either by backing or by dying. Like, this is. It feels like Gacha are just gluttons for punishment at this point.
Yeah, someone called Pete. I think we have animal abuse in this bottom lane.
Okay.
My goodness.
You do not call PETA for animal abuse. This is PSA. Like, do not call PETA for animal abuse.
But either way, disgusting stuff coming down here from TLO. His bot lane, it's just, I'm going to say it's a bot gap. And, Bananas looks like I'm feeling a top gap as well. Does have the ulti still. Gonna lay it down on a C4. There's the clap with the decimating smash.
Yeah, C-Boyer is at a wide disadvantage at this point. 0-2, almost 40 CS down in the top lane. A look for C-Boyer that we have not really gotten used to. Oh, mid lane, that's a gank.
The mid lane, that's a gank. That's the flash being blown by the Dark Sarv and the Cataclysm. And the gank, fantastic by Gambit as we head back to this bottom lane.
That's
they
rude.
be finding a big kill on in a row, and they do! They take him out! There's the shot on the flash. Crescendo going to miss as Cordelia manages to get his flash off, but they finally punish this Ezreal.
Yeah, it's huge that they got the kill on the Ezreal. Yes, the gold goes into the Sona's pocket, but because of because of the nature of Sona, right, you are a scaling support inherently. It's actually not too bad. You can see that McKnight already working towards finishing that tier, about just over 1/3 complete with it. Oh, but there's Gambit.
Here comes the Flash Flag and Dragon. That's going to be the kill dropping down. Cordelia will be the one that secures it as Gambit gifts it over.
Yeah, in this type of situation, it's once again, Vo, hate you all. You just have to flash, dude. You can't hold it. Don't, ego try to, dodge things. Just flash out. You don't have your ultimate available. The important thing is that you stay alive. Unfortunately, he doesn't do it, and, after he gets knocked up, he knows that it's, less wise to, flash at that point.
Yeah.
An absolute wash.
Yeah, definitely. And this bot lane, we just can't stop, talking about it because it's constantly the highlight for this team. And that's not to say anyone else on TLO are playing bad. In fact, Banana's playing out of his mind, making C4 look like a dog. And, clearly Gambit, doing well, constantly looking for these ganks. And Thea's just, dead even CS with Dark Sovereign. So more than doing his job as well to neutralize him. And all of TLO are just playing so well. And all of Gacha, maybe not. As both summoners have to be blown by Xayah just to get out.
Yeah, as you said, now Xayah has 0 summoners, Featherstorm not quite available. Second drag is spawning here, but I think if you're Gacha, you're in this position where it's alright, we kind of got to let this go, guys. If you're Gacha, you need to cut your losses. You need to cut your losses, no!
They're not cutting the losses with this one, I tell you that, and they're looking for another kill on McKnight. McKnight does not get blown up. He will manage to survive when all is said and done. Another dicey trade in this bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, McKnight almost had Crescendo available. Hate you all almost had Featherstorm available. That's not a spot that you can fight in. Oh, dear. Once again, potential fight in the bot lane. Gambit's
here
there.
Comes Titan Def. Time's to look for something, but he's going to get collapsed on by the team. They will
there you go.
Cordelia is down, and now Gacha Gamers looking for more. Titan Def looking for more. Almost gets the kill onto Inaro, but Inaro would just barely get out.
And that's critical to get a kill at that moment. And they also forced Gambit to use that Cataclysm. They thought they had the inside angle. And now Gacha, the healing for Sona starting to come in a little bit more. And they're going to get that second Dragon. They've opened up Dragon as a potential win condition for themselves.
That they have, and as we've been saying, the only one that can do anything in this early game for Gacha is Titan Duff. He's, making plays on this Udyr and finally gets a big one for his team.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big play earlier in the bot lane, getting one kill for himself and giving the other over to Hate You All. But this time around, once again, he has just been farming. Otherwise, right? Other than getting those ganks off, Udyr, is a champion that as far back as his release, Riot touted him as this is one of the best champions to clear out the jungle. And that's certainly what Titan's been capable of doing here, having a 20-something CS advantage over Gambit. And, off of that, he feels a bit stronger. He's able to get back out onto the map a bit better. And therefore, with that slight advantage, he can play better around his spot lane at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and this matchup in Design just looks toxic. I don't know if it's as toxic as what's happening in bot lane, but it's definitely up there.
I might say it's worse because you're playing against Hullbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, Seaport is just tickling him, and McKnight steps up forward again, takes a bit of damage, almost.
A bit.
Yeah, that's a more than a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's really not anything that you can hope to do as Sona in these types of situations. Because, like, if you eat the poke, you need to stand back for that, like, you know, the next couple of, like, the next couple of seconds at least, so you can get your healing down.
Gotcha.
Gambit getting caught out, though.
Right now, Gambit could be getting caught out. Gambit is going to be getting caught out. There's the kill. Titan will secure his second of this game right now, as they might be looking for more in this bottom lane. But here comes Tegacious. There's the root dropping down onto Titan. It looks like TLO have gotten out.
Yeah, and I think what happened there in particular was that TLO, they were they kind of, like, had... Oh! That's just 3 free AP, okay. Like, it looked like TLO, they were kind of trying to decide, hey, can we be aggressive? Oh, dear.
But there's the crescendo, it's beautiful from McKnight, and that's going to be netting 1 kill so far, looking for another on in a row, and it's going to happen.
Hey, Shuno! I've seen this one before. In fact, I've seen this one twice before.
Yeah, me too.
It's these teams throwing the game back at each other, back and forth. Theacious, buddy, you've just been farming all game. You're not Veigar, who gets free AP for farming and hitting abilities. Like, yes, Vex can be annoying in her own right, but, like, as Vex in this game, you're playing off of your teammates' engage. You're playing off of a Scion or a J4 going in. You're not going in alone.
Definitely
and Xayah has... okay, this is something that I feel like a lot of teams forget. Always assume that Xayah has Featherstorm unless you saw it. Always assume. Like, because if you go in and Xayah has Featherstorm, you're going to look like a damn fool.
Yeah.
And that's what the Aces just looked like. He looked like a damn fool.
Yeah, definitely. And when all's said and done, Gacha definitely takes that. Now you finally got some kills under the Dark Sovereign's belt. He's sitting at 2 off of that initiation. His jungler's sitting at 2, and things are looking a little bit better here for Gachas. They are also at a slight gold lead over TLO. And as we've been saying, you know, the only thing that punishes TLO in this series are themselves. You know, just a bit of over-aggression ends up, you know, backfiring against them.
Yeah, absolutely. And not Titan. Coker, or McKnight is now finished his mythic. Oh, nice little bit of damage from the True Shot Barrage.
Yeah.
And that Moonstone is something that did get nerfed recently. Oh, wait, are they going to get this? Who got that?
For something, so they're firing over the Rift Shield coming through. There's the flash coming down. It looks like TLO were the ones that secured. Now they're going for the fight as well, getting the damage down to Titan. Titan's going to be dropping a massive Scion Q coming down, but there's no damage to speak of.
Theacious, what are you doing?
Theacious, but Theacious is too late to the party. The zombie almost takes Xayah out, and Gacha gamers take those.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked... Oh, Titan walked too far forward. He's too low health.
Titan's gonna get blown up. There's the kill as Inero picks one up, and TLO are the ones that they get something on the back half this time.
Yeah, Titan feeling himself a little bit too hard. Probably did not realize quite how low he was. Oh, no!
There's a ton of damage. Inero is going to go down, and now here comes Seaborn spinning to win, and spinning to kill Cordelia.
You all
step too far forward, but he's got his ulti back. And Gacha gamers get out. He might have it. There's a sun coming down. Can he get the kill? Not going to be able to, as Theacious definitely cutting it close.
Yeah, but off of that over-aggression Gacha, they need to back right now. Hate You All has no defensive tools available, doesn't have Featherstorm, and that means for the Soul Point, both teams are pretty much just reset back to full. Oh, dear! Dark Sovereign, he has to stick around, and he doesn't, or he's, at least at the very least, he has TP. Rift Herald gets popped. Theacious doesn't have any tool like that available for himself.
No, he definitely doesn't, and you know, I think we've completely said, you know, screw macros, screw playing properly. Is, you know, they Gacha thriving in the chaos right now from TLO, and TLO a little scrambled as Gacha now up 2K and looking a lot better. 4 kills now on Sovereign. They've been going for these plays onto the Xayah, but unable to kill her. There's the True Shot. Raja rattles out.
TP coming in. Wait, that's Dark Sovereign. He's TP alone.
Here comes Dark Sovereign coming down. There's the Tomato Sun, not gonna land on anyone. Here comes the Scion. Bananas looks slant, taking the damage. First team is TLO are on the retreat. They're trying to get out of this one. And Titan's there's a big Theacious ulti dropping down. Titan might be bombed in a second. Titan will barely survive, but the same can't be said for McKnight or the rest of Gacha gamers, as they're going to be cleaning house. It's only the mid and jungle up. Dark Sovereign tries to get a kill response. It's not going to happen. Titan as well gets 1 kill before he goes down. But that's the ace for TLO.
Yeah, Gacha, they overplayed their hand. They went too far forward, and they tried to force a fight that they had no business forcing. Banana Slug Slam arrived, and he was able to get like something like a 4-man full channel decimating smash, stopped up aggression, transitioned that into his own ultimate, and now, well, honestly, the game is still like entirely even. Gold lead practically non-existent. It's 300 in the favor of Gacha, which is practically nothing. But
Yeah.
overall, like, there is so much that Gacha is reliant on in terms of Dark Sovereign, because in terms of like representative of like, you know, gold on the map, he's the second most, you know, I guess high income player in this game. The person who has the most gold is Banana. So like overall, if it's talking about like pure combat effectiveness, the Veigar is incredibly scary because we're also not valuing the gold from his passive. And yeah, like if Gacha is going to be successful, they need to play around the gold lead that Dark Sovereign has, because the Xayah is still scaling, the Sona also still scaling. Yes, they can now survive the poke, but now they need time to get the damage in.
Yeah, that they definitely do. And Banana Slug Slam trying to knock this tower down, and Gacha Gamer is trying to knock him down, but he's in the front. Double stun. There's the Cataclysm as they dogpile McKnight down, and they try to get the damage up.
Channel,
True Shot Barrage, and they go back in trying to get the kill on a Sona, but they're not even going to. And that is now they're throwing on to Banana Slug Slam. Banana Slug Slam throws the ulti down, misses it, and Hate You All picks up the shutdown. The zombie mode's only going to take the tower.
They do finally get the tower, but now they are missing their jungler, they're missing their top laner, and Baron is on the table. Look at where Theatius is in the bot lane.
He's got to waltz his way back up for this one. Gacha Gamer is going to be starting this Baron Nashor up, and why were you there? Why would you force that if you're TLO? You might have just given away a free Baron Nashor as the rest of the team is scrambling. Theatius is still on his way, only now in position, but the Baron at half HP. Inaro is still alive, still trying to do something as they lay the damage down.
Oh,
There's
dear.
the Ignite, missing shotgun land as well, and might just barely not get the kill on a Seaboyer. It's one kill in response.
Baron's still getting done.
The Baron Nashor back up.
TP! Look at the TP, look at the TP! Banana's coming in!
This could be what seals the deal. Here comes the flash, and Gambit's coming in. Can Gambit get the steal? No, Hate You All will manage to secure it, but there's a decimating smash over the wall, and that is going to be a ton.
Oh wait, he's gonna die! McKnight, what are you doing?
It's not gonna happen. McKnight is gonna drop as Banana is wrecking havoc into the back line. Inaro and Cordelia are still up. A Sovereign tries to get the damage out. Now Banana's still taking damage, going to fall.
Just
again.
leave. It's over. You got the Baron. Leave. Okay, I'll be honest. McKnight was in the position where it's kind of scary to walk out of the Baron pit. You know that Sion is right over the wall. You know that. You saw him hit you with the smash. You can't back there. And then the man backs there, and then the Sion shield pop kills him. That's so sad.
Yeah.
But off of that, Gacha were able to secure the Baron. They now have a clear gold lead, roughly 3K in their favor. And, you know, once again, like their scaling is starting to come in. It's something that we've like talked about in so many of these games at this point. How is the scaling look? Like, where is it coming? Seaboyer has been able to find kill after kill. He's starting to catch up on the CS as well. Dark Sovereign on this Veigar, working towards that death map, working towards that bonus AP. And now Xayah at 2 items, completed tier as well into that Muramana, is going to start shredding down and doing damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And now if you're TLO, you're now on the back foot. Gacha been finding play after your mistakes. And while it definitely wasn't clean by any stretch of the imagination, they did get the Baron. And they are again at a slight gold lead, but the tempo is what matters here, and that's all in favor of Gacha at the moment.
Yeah, indeed, it is all in favor of Gacha. They have the Baron buff at the moment. Baron, it should last by the time this next dragon comes up. It's Mountain. It'll, you know, give teams more survivability, and I believe Gacha would definitely like to have that, especially for the Udyr and the Garen. That being said, Dark Sovereign, oh my lord!
Dark Sovereign gets a massive kill, and now they're trying to kill him in response. There's the True Shot Barrage. They're gonna dog him down, but he gets the double before he gets taken out. And now is Gambit trying to escape on this J4, but we'll see if he's able to or not. It looks like he may have. As Gacha do stop pursuit, and it's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, but they had to burn a lot for that. They committed so many resources. They lost Cordelia. They lost the Aegis. Gambit as well. Practically 0 health. He will go towards that red buff. Probably get a little bit of health back from that. He did use his smite just now. We'll be back up in, let's say, about 7 seconds at this point, so it could be available. It looks like TLO, they're just going to let this one go.
Yeah, and that's pretty nice for Gacha. That does give you soul point. Next one could be very big for them as well. And I do want to remind everyone that this is, you know, whoever wins this gets match point over the other team. And, you know, Duo Esports, we've never had a series ever go to 5 games before, so you have to feel whoever wins this one is also in prime position to win the whole series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, they're going to go up to match point. That means the other team, they're pressured. And we can talk about that, like, more after this game is over, because, like, you know, obviously I think it's still in a position where either team can win. Hate you all. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Oh, that's barrage.
Oh, no! Rolls him down, landed the 2-shot and landed everything else. Zaya's out of the picture now.
Yeah, I just think that Hate You All didn't factor in how much damage is gonna, like, just slam into his face. Didn't realize how close Inaro was, and Inaro was like, "All right, I'm just gonna flash E at you, take you out." And Hate You All didn't throw out the Feather Storm, didn't use heal.
Yeah,
able to get him. Titan going in.
Got him down. There's the exhaust going to be buying so much space for Inaro. Inaro does escape, and here comes Gambit around the corner. Here comes the TP
being used.
Banana. Now they're looking for the play. There is the stun on a McKnight. McKnight's gonna get blown up immediately, and that's the first kill coming down. Now a second one gonna get secured by the Aegis onto Titan, and now looking for maybe even more onto the Dark Sovereign, who may not be dropping. The stun's gonna come through. The root's gonna come through. He's definitely gonna be dropping, and Gambit lays it down.
Yeah, that was just loss after loss after loss right there from Gacha. They were all just, like, completely staggered and mispositioned. First Hate You All goes down, and then they try to get out. But, like, the thing is, Seaboyer and Titan, the moment you see that root about to proc on McKnight, you just leave the Sona.
Yeah.
Leave her. Goodbye. There's nothing you can do to save her. And now they lose an inhib off of it, and it's just like complete, like, failure of coordination.
Absolutely, and TLO, that is ginormous for them. They found so many kills onto Gacha. They get the base cracked open right now as well, and they're in a much better position for this soul that's going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, but the other thing is, you know, Dragon's not up for another 2.5 minutes. Baron, on the other hand, is up in just about 40 seconds. So I don't think that they're too worried about the soul for Gacha at the moment, especially because if you can get the Baron, that means 100% you'll have the Baron buff available for the Dragon. And so overall, Gacha, with the super minions starting to push in towards their base, they need to be really, really aware of where TLO are, and they need to have strong vision control of this river.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, pressure being felt by both teams, but TLO, again, another massive team fight over Gacha Gamers. They find the picks, they roll down the entire set of mid lane towers. Now Gacha Gamers once again on the back foot, and as you said, this Baron Asher is the big deal.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's really worth pointing out here is that at one point earlier on in this game, Gambit was like 0, 5, and 6. Now he's 3, 6, and 10. Definitely, you know, like getting a lot of gold into his pocket. Has that death stance completed is much more difficult to kill now. So if you're Gacha at this point, you really, really want that Veigar one-shot potential to be there. You need your Xayah to be relevant in terms of damage, because, like, it's so vital to find the primary targets and kill them before anything bad happens. Oh, wait, they're starting up the Baron.
They're going to be starting up the Baron. We'll see if TLO decide to stick on this one or not. It's here comes Gacha Gamers, here comes Tyendo, but it's going to take them a while to kill Banaz looks like, and it might just be finding another big kill. Seaboyer is down, Seaboyer is out of the picture, and here comes the Silent ulti. The Decimate Smash soon to follow. Oh! Kill on a Cordelia, a massive ulti from Xayah, as Hate You All starts to pop off and get kill after kill on the team up against CC, and kill him down. Arrow is still up at Xayah's Kryptonite, and that is also Gacha Gamers Kryptonite. And a row popping off on this Ezreal, and that's another ace for TLO.
Yeah, and it's just absolute tragedy. As Seaboyer, he died in that fight without being able to use his ultimate, and with the minion wave where it is, that should just be game. And TLO go up to match point here.
That they do. We're going to knock these towers down in just a second. Death Timers definitely slightly in Gacha's favor, but they're gonna knock this tower down either way. Down goes the first Nexus tower, down goes the second, and the Nexus is about to follow. Just give it a moment, and there it is. The Lucky Ones win game number 3, and they now have match point over Gacha Gamers. People weren't expecting this outcome, but when all's said and done, TLO, you heard it right before game 1. It's gonna be a 3-1. And
Yeah, I mean, okay, granted, this is not like how those games felt like they thought they were going to go.
Yes.
But sorry, there's something in my eyes, so I was rubbing my eyes. But like TLO, like they found their way back into these games have been so back and forth. They've been so scrappy, right? Punch for punch between these teams. They're just throwing them out back and forth. But what happened here is that Gacha just vitally, 100%, were completely out of position. Right, first hit you all went down, and then McNye on the Sona, and then Titan, and then Seaboyer was able to stay alive, but you lost your mid inhib. You lose like all forms of prio off of that, and now Gacha, they're in this position where now they just need to win 2 games in a row if they want to win the series.
Yeah.
So
the Lucky Ones all need to win 1. So all in all, we have game number 4 coming up very soon. When all is said and done, Lucky Ones need 1 more game to close it out, and Gacha Gamers must win the next 2 games in a row in order to survive. But when all is said and done, we'll see you guys very soon with game number 4.
told me to stay friends, that we would never make it. If things are getting tense, there's no way we could take it. Don't know what to believe with everything I'm hearing. No, I don't wanna leave. I'll tell you what I'm feeling. Hold on, I think they might have it all wrong. You and me, we got this so strong. I know we can get it just a little closer, just a little closer. Come on, baby, let your body have fun. I know that you want us back on. What if you could have me just a little closer, just a little closer? Just a little closer, just a little closer. Just a little closer, just a little closer. We're following a trend, and we can't let them break it. Don't wanna see the end, impossible to shake it. Don't know if to believe that you'll be disappearing, and I don't wanna leave. I'll tell you what I'm feeling. Hold on, I think they might have it all wrong. You and me, we got this so strong. I know we can get it just a little closer, just a little closer. Come on, baby, let your body have fun. I know that you want us back on. What if you could have me just a little closer, just a little closer? Just a little closer, just a little closer. Just a little closer, just a little
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Duo Esports Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series Grand Finals between Gacha Gamers and the Lucky Ones. Again, I'm with Trutabagel, and the Lucky Ones are match point currently over Gacha.
Yeah, and they have side selection here, so they picked blue side once again. They're like, look, we just beat you guys when you had counter pick. We'll do it again. And as you said, Shuno, they are on that match point. If they just win here, they close it out, and they are the Season 10 IBSG champions. And
Yeah.
Titan will once again cry as he looks at his
Yeah,
empty trophy case.
When all is said and done, Theages just might be having his, and in one of the most competitive IBSG seasons we've ever had, where a lot of people had TLO as the weakest team in the playoffs, and here they are about to win the whole thing. I mean, what an achievement could be right on the horizon here for TLO.
Ooh. So, a lot of spicy things getting done already here, right? TLO once again going back to this Senna for DC Cordelia. They're 1-1 with it last game. The Senna was pretty darn annoying, especially in that early game, but eventually it really became in a row, scaling up with that Ezreal, just taking complete control of the game. But looking at the other side of things, Gacha, they've locked in the Wukong, which is a flex pick, potentially.
As far as lock-ins go, I mean, Inero says, you know what, you'll give me Ezreal again? All right, I'll take it. You know, locks it in again, and, you know, a big comfort established over the course of the series for him. Big comfort for Cordelia on the Senna pickup, and Gambit played pretty good on the J4, so, again, TLO looking like they're on their game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they're just going back to pretty much the same comp that they ran Now, granted, they were in a spot to legitimately lose the previous game. So going back to the exact same composition is pretty spicy. I'm not gonna lie. But Gacha, they're definitely in this spot where it's like they need to change something up. They need to do something different. Perhaps the Wukong lock-in with going back to Jinx and having Thresh for safety might be the move for them. But even then, like the thing is, TLO, they're the ones who are okay. Like they're not okay with losing, but they can afford to lose another game here. They can bring us to a game 5. Gacha, on the other hand, they're like, oh god, like we need to change something. We need to do something. We need to find a way to win a game here and take it to game 5.
Yeah.
Turn this into a best of 1.
Absolutely, and
No way.
not a chance in hell that gets locked in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
So this is what Gacha has decided to do, right? So they want to give C-Boy a potential counter pick because Wukong is a flex. They lock in Orianna blind for Dark Sovereign because previously they got Dark Sovereign, the opportunity to counter pick. Theatius is not exactly the reason his team is winning games, right? He's there, he's performing, to a level to keep things even, right?
Yes.
So I think it makes sense. Put Dark Sovereign onto something that can play it relatively safe. They go back to the cannon with this.
Unless he's on this pick.
Yeah, maybe not.
A reason why his team wins.
Yeah, absolutely so. Theatius did pilot that cannon in game number 2 to a very strong degree, but that does mean now that they can decide whether or not this is going to be a counter pick for C-Boy or if it's a pick for Titan that they're going to go for. But it looks like they're just going to send C-Boy with Ornn into that top lane. Okay. Something that we've kind of talked about, Shuno, is that Gacha has been drafting to play aggressively, to dive forward, go straight in.
Yes.
And they lock in Ornn, which can, partially compensate for falling behind if it does come to that. Personally, I would have liked to see the Shen just keep the Jinx alive, have Shen can play off of Wu and can play off of Jinx.
Yeah.
But they went to Ornn, which is, strong in his own right. But I think that Shen was like a better teamfight choice overall.
I would agree. They do have a little bit more engaged threat and a way to kick things off with this Ornn pickup. And I mean, either way, it would have fulfilled what C-Boy was looking for, but I don't fault him at all. He's playing to Monastic from Sign way too much, which honestly, a part of me is surprised that it wasn't a ban. But when all said and done, it got through. He's picking into it. He's like, all right, I can't play carries into this guy. It doesn't matter. Just give me a tank, and we'll both just, do the same thing in top lane, right? And I do like what Gacha and how they have drafted. I like their draft a lot more this game than I did the last. They got the Jinx again, which, whenever you're trying to mount a comeback in a series, whether it be a reverse sweep or something more akin to this in this series, you have to look back once you're at that game deficit trying to mount the comeback, what worked in the games that we won. And the only game that Gacha have won so far, they won with this Jinx, and I'm very happy that they're going back to it.
Yeah, that being said, though, the Jinx got a lot of kills early in that game victory, and granted she died a lot too, but Gacha have drafted a bit more aggressively than I think they need to. They need to be drafting to keep the Jinx alive here in this game because there's so many things that can mess with it, right? Yes, you can engage onto Ezreal or Senna with Wukong and throw the ball on top of Wukong and also have your Ornn ult down. I think you would have been more effective with Shen because you want to keep the Jinx up. But hey, that's not how the draft played out.
Yeah.
Another thing, I am gonna say this. This is a personal opinion. Jinx does not need to go Kraken Slayer this game. Yes, Sion's going to be very, very tanky. I understand that. You need to keep Jinx up.
Yeah.
That is what is most paramount for Gacha headed in.
Definitely. And if we have a late game team fight where, Theatius clips you with a slicing maelstrom, Kraken ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So.
You can have all the damage in the world, but if you are CC'd, that means you die, and that means all your damage is meaningless.
Absolutely. And right now, for Lucky Ones, I mean, honestly, I don't hate either comp. I actually kind of like both comps. I think I really appreciate what TLO have, where they have picks that all 5 of their players have performed on at some point in the series. Bananas looks like completely neutralizing, Seaboy's main strength of being a carry top laner, like the Sion pick. Gambit played fine on Jarvan last game. Theacious had the ace in the hole ready with his cannon pick to work once, and honestly, a good chance that it works twice in this bot lane. They've basically been playing it all series. The Ezreal and Senna pickups for Inaro and Cordelia.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, this might be TLO doing a little bit of a victory trot. Okay, you know what? We can just mess around with our game here. This Ezreal and this Senna have worked out, pretty darn well. So is the Sion. In addition to that, so the real difference is they pretty much drafted the exact same composition. They swapped out the Vex for the Cannon, which Theacious was much more effective with. So I think if you're TLO in this position, it's look, now we can just put our mid laner onto something they're even more effective on, and we can just win the game.
Definitely. And, the person I want to throw our eyes onto this game actually is McNye. He's got the Thresh pickup. That is a much more skill-intensive champion than Nautilus. We're not even in the same league as Sona. And picking Thresh is always, to some degree, a power play. You are going to have to play well in Thresh if you want to fully maximize the champion's potential. And after how he played on Nautilus, after how he played on Sona, if he does not perform in this game, his team is going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And we're getting on to the Rift for this potential final game of the series. And you can see Titan on the Wukong. Hey, we didn't hit a black screen! Finally! This is the secrets that were foretold. But anyhow, Titan finally bringing out a new jungle pick, something that if you took a look at his OPGG, you might see. A few people were privy to the fact that he's been practicing it ever since the patch came through. Wukong can now go over walls with his clone, create some dynamic gank paths with that warrior trickster, that W. So perhaps Titan will be, more effective with this Wukong pick. And okay, Titan, buddy, that happened last game. You had to expect it was going to happen this one.
Yeah, I mean, Inaro clearly doesn't care about, the whole truce and everything. He's playing Ezreal. You can just toss a Mystic Shot, lose literally nothing in the process of doing so, and just get a nice chunk of damage. Titan's going to have to reset off of that.
Yeah, and so obviously you can see Cordelia in a row going back to the lane bush thing. This time around, you're not playing against the Sona, right? So if you're going to do anything, you're just going to look for a little bit of chip damage. You're just going to look for, a little bit of aggression with that.
Yeah.
You're not going to get much more done. There is actually a possibility that Cordelia and Inaro don't see Hate You All and McKnight go into the bush here if Hate You All and McKnight hug the wall as they walk in. And taking a quick look, it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. They know that they're not there. McKnight, if he just throws a blind hook in, they're going to see him. Too late.
There's the Mystic Shot, not going to happen, so definitely should have pulled the trigger earlier, but all in all, same thing happens here for TLO's bottling anyway. Thresh is now getting poked out. Mystic Shot going to go just shy as well, but a big chunk of damage onto Thresh.
Yeah, and that's part of the consequences that McKnight and Hate You All. It looks like they're a bit desynced on what they wanted to do there. McKnight seems to be more favoring getting aggressive, walking forward, doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And that means that Inaro and DC Cordelia, they once again get the advantage. Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
Hate You All. Mystic Shot's going to land as well as they turn their focus on the McKnight, and the same thing is happening bot lane.
Yeah. And you can see McKnight opted to go in for Glacial Augment. You get that little slow field down, feels pretty nice. But obviously that means if you miss your hook, if you also somehow manage to miss Flay, Glacial is absolutely useless. You could argue the same for nice little interrupt there from Seaboyer.
Nice indeed. Definitely stopped a lot of damage from coming down. It comes at him afterwards, but Banana Slug Slam just completely making him hate his life and question his life choices on this Sion pickup. Again, another Decimating Slash gonna land right there, and that's just pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, Seaboyer is just in this spot where it's I do not like this at the moment. Yes, Ornn can 100% beat Sion. You can also see Titan Duff appearing here on this Wukong.
Titan Duff is here right now. They're going to try and lay it down on a Banana Slick Slam. This time he's not in a very good spot. Still has his flash up though to see if he even needs to use it though. Doesn't even have to, and literally just walks it out.
Yeah, and that's also because Seaboyer can't do anything proactively in that lane. He has to wait for Titan to walk up on that Wukong because the Ornn has lost so much health, because, you know, you keep eating Decimating Smash after Decimating Smash. And that means even though Titan, like, has a good angle to come in, because you can't walk up, you can't, like, you know, really facilitate Titan. That was all the Wukong there.
Yeah, and while we're out of with eating stuff, I mean, Gacha Gamers bot lane has been eating so much.
Oh man, Gambit also just counter jungled Titan's blue.
Yeah, they might be looking for a dive right now, sure. I think that's what they're gonna possibly look for.
They're definitely angling for it.
But
Gambit's gonna get spotted out here.
Going to get spotted out. Titan will force him off now. No dive gonna come through, but this bot lane is still so abusive.
Yeah, and it really feels like Hate You All and McNie are completely desynced at the moment. Like, they don't really know, or it doesn't really look like they're coordinating with each other on what they want to get done in lane, and that allows DC Cordelia and Inaro to just keep walking up, keep like, you know, poking with your Q. The thing is that if you are Senna or Ezreal in a lane like this, especially if you're the Senna because you don't get to have cleanse, if you eat a hook, you will die.
Yes.
Like, and it's 100% like just about that. So if they can find that opportunity, and if McNie and Hate You All can find that opportunity and they're not, you know, below 50% health, that is a potential way in for them.
Yeah.
The problem is they can't keep eating damage.
That they can, but
Titan coming in.
Jungle Assistant coming down. Is Inaro, is he gonna get hooked by the hook? Doesn't even have to. That's the first blood secured by TLO, and now they're looking for more. But Titan also forced the flash. This is a complete disaster. There's the missing shot from Inaro, and it gets turned on its head.
Yeah, and that's about as catastrophic as things can go early, right? Titan thought he had the angle to go in, but that actually meant that Gambit had been waiting in the bush the entire time. They got 2 free kills, and the other thing is, like, Hate You All can't walk up in a situation like that. There is absolutely nothing for him to do.
Yeah,
oh, wait, Dark Sovereign?
Still happening.
Okay.
The mid lane was we pan up to top lane, and Banana Slug's gonna lay it down onto Seaboyer.
Yeah, I mean, like, there is not a whole ton that, like, is really positive for Gacha Gamers in this entire series. Like, I will say Dark Sovereign has been playing reasonably well. Like, he's not, like, you know, playing, like, giga hard carry Smurf. But if we're being honest, he's, like, him and, you know, to a lesser degree, Titan and Seaboyer.
Yeah.
Like, but it's really just Dark Sovereign who's playing competently on Gacha overall.
Agreed, and, I mean, he does manage to get a kill, so, you know, you're not at the very least looking at 0 kills right now. If you are Gacha Gamers, the Aegis did overextend. You know, go for a bit of a ballsy trade, we'll say, onto him. Got punished for it, but, I mean, the rest of everything just looks so horrible. This bot lane is a complete massacre to look at. You have a kill and assist on your AD and support right now, and as you said earlier, with your Senna, you don't have cleanse. It is the most illegal thing imaginable. The Cordelia, I don't even think it's been hit by a hook once all game, and I've seen McNie throw like 6 of them out. They've all missed, and Senna gets to, in the most illegal way ever, just step up, get harassed, and the lane's over.
Yeah, and you can see her just do it over and over and over again. And, like, the thing is that this is just going to be easier and easier for Cordelia to do as you get more soul stacks, you know, you increase and extend your range. And the thing is, I really feel like this is a lane where McNie and Hate You All could have afforded to be aggressive, especially considering they weren't leashing at level 1. Oh my lord.
A complete lack of synergy. They had insult to injury. The lantern came out, but Hate You All went for the flash. And that's a free flash on top of all of this harass in the bot lane for TLO.
Yeah, and I think at this point, like, Gacha just look tilted. Like, it looks like, you know, their bot lane is playing entirely miscoordinated, lacking synergy with one another. Obviously, we've already talked about it, that, like, Dark Sovereign is, you know, trying to hold things down in mid lane, but you're on an Orianna pick, right? Unless you're finding, you know, several kills within lane, it's kind of hard for you to, like, win through that.
Yeah.
Titan on this Wukong hasn't been able to find an opportunity. Seaboyer on this Ornn. This is a matchup that Ornn is actually fully capable of winning, but he is getting bodied.
Yeah, he is, and back to the mid lane when you brought it up. I mean, if you're Sovereign, you actually just have to get kills on the Theacious. If you're Theacious, if you don't die, you win the game, you win the series, you win the championship. Is back to bot lane, True Shot Barrage, not quite gonna land this time, but Hook gonna go out, not gonna land onto Inaro either. And yeah, it's such a hard spot to find yourselves in if you're Gacha. Top lane, there's another charge that gets interrupted by Banana Slick Slam.
I mean, like, and like we can see this, right? Dark Sovereign's being aggressive. He is shutting Theacious out, like starting to extend his CS lead, almost forcing Theacious to die just now. But everywhere else on the map, there is nothing positive getting done for the side of Gacha. This should be a solo kill potentially. No, wait, there was no damage.
The tower now going to be start firing, and Seaboyer not
No, just keep
even
going.
going to be able to get the kill.
Banana's still there.
walks it out.
No, he walked back into it.
Slipping expansion spell. There's the ulti. Banana Slick Slam with a solo kill.
That was embarrassing. I'm
It's
like,
tragic.
that was just bad.
Yeah. Definitely, and I think you've said it before. I don't think you've said it yet during finals or not. True. I don't recall, but
It's a doomer.
A doomer.
It's a
Yeah, it's a doomer.
Hey, no. I said it. I said it when the cameras were off earlier. It's a doomer.
I mean, take a look at the gold lead, because my God, we're not even 10 minutes in. Gacha Gamers now trying to force a play. This time, the Hulk ends up getting flashed. McKnight would have definitely hit that one, but Gamba with a good enough flash gets out.
Yeah, and the other thing is, so Hate You All has been able to stay alive this game, which is, pretty good. McKnight's only died one time. Difference being that this time Hate You All has completely conceded the lane, right? You've lost your tower, right? 10 minutes into the game. That's so much gold in the pockets of TLO. Now their bot lane is transitioning mid where they can start pressuring Dark Sovereign, and they send Theacious bot so he can start farming safely.
Yeah.
So now the only thing that was going well is going to start going poorly.
That it is, and Arba tag him with the root right there. But yeah, I mean, we said Sovereign needs to get kills in this lane. Now everyone's going mid lane. How does he get kills?
I mean, you do have like McKnight starting to shadow him there, and they're like, okay, well, maybe now Hate You All, you can start gathering up some CS for yourself, some solo XP.
Really
Oh, wait, that's potential range.
We're gonna get flashed as they decide to layer right back onto him. Now McKnight, once again, the focus is Inaro is so confident on this Ezreal pick as Dark Sovereign starts to get some damage down, but it's too early in the game. There's
Okay.
He will
Rocket coming in.
Now there's a death rush, but Inaro is playing this situation so well, he's not even gonna die, and he just smurfs on Gacha.
Not just that, like you saw McKnight walk up to throw the ignite down, and Inaro had been holding the cleanse the entire time. It's the only thing he needs to cleanse in a situation like that. He waits for McKnight to ignite, gets the cleanse immediately. They get the kill onto Dark Sovereign, who is the only one who is capable of doing anything proactive for his team. And then, admittedly, to his credit, that situation is not his fault. He got the kill pretty much on Cordelia practically alone. Like, granted, yes, McKnight helped set it up with the flay, but all the damage is there from the Orianna, and like it's so hard to be in a situation like this if you are Dark Sovereign, because the rest of your team is not like doing well.
Yeah, we're at a, over 5,000 gold deficit. TLO have over Gacha Gamers. 12 minutes in. My God. And when all is said and done, I almost never use this word, let alone, especially for IBSG, but Inaro actually just outplayed them. There's no other way around it.
Oh, 100%. That's a hard outplay. Man actually, like, E'd through, used cleanse at, like, the perfect moment.
We might have something happen in the top, and there's an outplay from... He flashes and stops the Siren in his tracks, but
it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
It's
a bait!
And there's the kill coming through.
That was a bait. That was a bait the entire time. Theacious, buddy. What was that? Bro. Theacious was like, guys, I can do something too.
It doesn't matter when all's said and done. Does look a little cheeky, but yeah, I mean, his team, and him are set up for success now. As TLO sieging down the mid lane. The Rift Herald's gonna pop. Mid lane tower is gonna be falling off of this. And as Gacha gamers scramble to get back to the mid lane to deny the second charge right now, TLO are in position for the Dragon. Tynduf looks for an angle right now, but doesn't even have his ulti, so nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald gets summoned, and TLO, they walk towards the Cloud Drake. They're gonna start stacking that up. Honestly, I'd be kind of surprised if this game lasts another 10 minutes for them to even get a soul.
Yeah.
But like, because if you take a look at Gacha, right, you have a Jinx that has not participated in a single kill. You have an O2 top jungle.
Yes.
You have an O2 support who has gotten a single assist.
Yeah.
But really, your entire game is like contingent upon Dark Sovereign with this Orianna. Like, Ornn's not farming well. Like, you are a minimum of 4 levels out before he can start upgrading people's items.
Yeah.
Like, it's doomed.
It is, and
What? How do you miss that?
Stepping up, not even gonna land the hook. McNine now gets dogpiled down as we head over into the jungle as Gambit's getting jumped on, but Gambit's feeling himself onto Titan. Maybe looking for the kill right now.
Oh, they're going.
The root's gonna land. There's the flash flag and Drake. That's gonna be the kill dropping down. And now a second one might be getting secured on the Sovereign. There's the death rocket coming down. Completely misses. And Cortelia picks up the kill. Now they're looking for another one to Jinx. Dark Sovereign, the only one up right now, but it's just not gonna matter.
Yeah, and once again, the entirety of Gacha is getting ripped to shreds. Tynduf is now 0-3 on this Wukong. Seaboyer trying to hold things in the top lane as this Ornn, but there's not a thing in the world that he can do. Hullbreaker already completed for this Scion. And yeah, this is all TLO. The only hope that Gacha has at this point is that TLO overcommits into a fight and that Gacha find like the perfect team fight. Like you get like a 5-man shockwave, like a 5-man Ornn ult, like multi-person flay, like you need the stars to align, you need the heavens to open up and tell you can win, because otherwise there is not a single sign outside of divine intervention, Shuno, that Gacha can win this game.
They need divine intervention right now, and we're looking at what's about to be a 9,000 gold lead, 15 minutes in. I mean, this is a disaster. It's an understatement to call this a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like Gacha is just gonna get choked here. Like, they have no resources. Their jungle is just like starting to get cannibalized and taken away from them. They have no way to start off a fight. Hate You All just lost like 30% health from a single Ezreal Q. There's a hook! Finally!
That's gonna land. That's the first one that he landed all game. It's gonna matter. Now the kills come down onto the bot lane. TLO turn their focus now in this bottom lane. A 1v1 between the two mid laners. He just feels himself onto Dark Sovereign. Dark Sovereign gets out, but his AD couldn't in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, I think if you are Gacha, it's kind of a wash. You're at a 10k gold deficit 16 minutes into the game. You are going to get strangled. And it's kind of just get reflected there. Like, that was the first time Hate You All died the entire game. It's not as though he's like super down, right? He's only 20 CS behind, but literally everything else on the map has not gone his way or his team's way. You can't get anything done.
No, you can, and it's TLO's game to dictate. As Gacha gamers, as you said, they need a miracle to happen. I don't know if TLO's going to give it to Miracle. Signed up into the backline. But they're all so squishy as TLO just blow them up. There's the kill on a Wukong and onto Thresh. They just did end up going down as we hover back into the top lane. C4 tries to get some damage onto Banana Slug Slam. Banana Slug Slam going to slam it down once again onto him and not going to get killed at all.
Yeah, I mean, Seaboyer missed out on a little bit of damage there, not layering his brittle procs properly. But, like, either way, like, this is a doomed, relatively speaking, situation for the entirety of Gacha, right? Titan still not completed a mythic item, neither is Seaboyer, neither is McNye. And it just raises the question, like, where can you get anything done? And I think the only honest answer is you like throw yourselves at the enemy team aggressively and hope to
Yeah.
surprise them.
Yeah, hope to God that it works because the gold lead somehow is only getting worse.
Oh, there is no God here. There is no God for
No.
Gacha gamers at this point.
No, there isn't.
There is only the grim grip of reality.
Yeah.
This is utter devastation.
Yeah.
The last time I saw a game like this, it was EH Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
I said it.
You're getting PTSD then when all is said and done, but all in all, you know, TLO set up for success in this series. They are this close to winning the championship, winning the whole thing, sweeping their way through the playoffs. And now to add insult to injury, if there could even be such a thing in this game, they're now at soul point.
Well, I mean, I guess if there was anything that Theacious was going to be wrong about, is that it was his prediction that they weren't going to drop game 1. But either way, you know, provided they do win this, which they are very well positioned to do so. Oh wait, it's a massive hit!
Wave coming down from Dark Sovereign, he finds a big play, and that's going to be 2 huge shutdowns for Gacha gamers. Dark Sovereign is going to drop in the end. Now, does his team have the damage?
The Aces is here!
Here comes the Aces into the team. There's the knockup onto 2, and now the kill on the McNie is going to be secured as well in just a second. Looks like he will
Titan?
actually manage to escape. His Titan's feeling frisky, managed to get it. There's the death sentence coming down. That kill on the McNie does come down as Gambit lays it down with the Cataclysm.
Dark Sovereign's trying so hard, man.
Yeah.
He's doing his damnedest.
He is, but TLO absolutely looking like the better team here in this series. 20 minutes in, not even the inhibitor's gonna drop.
Yeah, I mean, like, I hate to sound like a breaking record, but Hate You All Die with Flash Up again.
Yeah.
And also, that's not a situation where, like, you know, even if he flashes, he dies. He just flashes out, he creates space, and he lives.
Yeah.
But either way. Oh god.
Yeah. I mean, everyone on TLO is gonna kill you in some way, shape, or form.
True.
And right now, as we've been saying, I mean, the gold is just so massive for them. It's a matter of time before they close it out. Their soul's going to be coming up soon if we even get there. Zeniro steps forward aggressively, looks for a play onto McNie. McNie is about to die. McNie, true shot
no.
rush, not going to get him killed. McNie luckily gets out this time.
Yeah, I mean, like, he had to use everything to stay alive there, right? Also pop that locket and, you know, give him the shield to stay up. But, yeah, once again, like, this is just another situation where there is not a single thing in the world that can get done by anyone on Gacha other than Dark Sovereign, who is, you know, like 50 CS up, who's very clearly stronger than Theacious is in like a pure 1v1 sense. The only problem is this ain't a pure 1v1 and it's a team game, and the team that's has the stronger side of this all.
Definitely. I mean, do or
is,
not, do or die right
yellow.
now. See if they can do anything with this Baron Asher, but here comes the lucky ones over the wall. They're going to dog C4 down. C4 is out of the picture. And now the Baron Asher might just be the focus. The game might just be the focus here for Lucky Ones. Inero again stepping forward aggressively. There is another Mystic shot. There's the cleanse. There's
Oh,
the
Lord.
to kill to Toxic Duff. And now looking for another one. Double kill for
Another
Inero.
one.
This is looking like it true.
Yeah, it's only Sovereign and Hate You All who are up against 5 in the hopes to keep their team in this, but I don't think it's like gonna mean very much. You can see Dark Sovereign gets a multi-person shockwave. It doesn't mean anything though. Banana's there.
Banana's there. Banana's gonna dog him down. There's the Decimate Smash. There's the kill gonna come down on a Dark Sovereign, and the Nexus Tower is now getting knocked on. The Nux is in just a second, and the Lucky Ones sweeping their way through the entire playoffs over PSA, over Wetfire, and now over the tournament favorites, Gacha Gamers. They are your Season 10 Iron Bronze Silver Gold Competitive Series champions.
Yeah, and they had a little bit of a hiccup. Gacha definitely made them work for it. But here at the end, they got their victory lap, and they looked so strong doing it.
Yeah, and congratulations to these guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, this was very, very well executed by
That was
TLO.
crazy.
Like, you know, we had Theacious in there for that interview earlier, right? And Theacious said it was going to be a 3-1. It definitely turned out like that. Not exactly how he would have called it, but what he did say essentially was that there was a game plan that they had headed into this. Was it super duper clean? Absolutely not. But when they found the advantages, they knew what they had to do, and they definitely pulled off what they wanted to get done. Very well played by TLO.
Yeah,
On the other hand,
absolutely.
but you know what? Like, for as much joy as there is in winning a championship, a well-deserved amount of it for TLO, for Theacious and company, there is the great tragedy. Have I told you the tragedy of Titan Tough? Shuno?
Damn, man, don't do him in dirty. He's already dead. But
It's
all in
not-
all, it's not a
It's not one that the IBSG players would tell you.
No, it isn't. It might be one that the Lucky Ones tells us. But either way, let us get our championship interview with the Lucky Ones underway. I'm gonna move everyone over here to their call. And we're gonna hear it from our victorious season 10 IBSG champs.
B06 feels bad. Or Duff, whatever his fucking name is.
What's up?
All right, hello. I'm joined by the victorious Lucky Ones. You guys just won IBSG. I got a lot of questions for all of you, but how do all of you feel?
Rich.
Feeling pretty fucking
Feeling
good.
great.
Money.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had a dominating series over Gacha Gamers, and it was maybe not game to game, but still exactly as you told me, Theacious, in that pregame interview. You said it was going to be 3-1, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, man. I knew that they had
You were
a stronger
slightly wrong.
mid laner than us. I did, right?
You were slightly wrong.
I was slightly wrong. I knew that their mid laner is just a overall better player than me. But I don't think what I bring to the team can be discredited. And I knew that we were better in every other role. And I feel like as long as I could keep it somewhat even with him, that we would be okay. I mean, from my side, it just looked like a bot canyon, a support canyon, a jungle canyon, and a top canyon. And I was getting pooped on a little bit in the mid lane, so my team pulled.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that matters a whole ton, as you said. Like, all you had to do was hold things down and let the rest of your team do exactly what you wanted or exactly what you needed them to, and I think that you guys definitely executed on that plan. So I think the one thing that I have a question for, like, is really specifically for you, Theacious. Was the Kennen pick, like, was that the counter pick to Syndra that you were always waiting for the entire season?
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Kennen, I had Kennen and Vi, depending on if we needed AD or AP. I just wanted a chance to play it against them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely. I'm gonna cut that short super quickly though. You guys should check announcements. As I did say on stream, we had something, special that our designer cooked up for whoever our victorious IBSG team was, and it ended up being you guys, so we had a nice little graphic made for you. You can check announcement and it is up. Again, congratulations to you guys. I do, like I said, I have a couple of questions. I'm gonna go to you first, Theacious, though. You guys just stormed through IBSG, and especially in this series versus Gacha, completely and utterly destroyed them. You came off of a losing semis last season to beating the same team quarters, beating a team you lost to 3 times in the regular season, and now being the tournament favorites in the finals. Again, congrats to you, and what does it mean to you for winning and just storming through the whole season?
It feels really good. We made a lot of sacrifices as a team to be with away from our families. We're all older, so it means a lot to actually see the fruits of our labor. I couldn't have done it, I will say. Everybody here, I appreciate all the hard work they've done, but I want to specifically shout out Banana Slug Slam. He's been consistently dominating wherever he goes, and the consistency and always being able to count on him to have a lead is really what helps this team get to where they need to be to win games.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very well deserved. Like, as you said, Theacious, You guys had to make a lot of sacrifices, and probably one of the biggest struggles that your team, your roster went through was when you were previously AGD. You know, right before the end of the regular season, you lost your bot lane. You had to bring in a row DC Cordelia. Like, you had to like give your roster slot over to them, and you didn't have a lot of time to mesh. But you guys turned it on after the end of the regular season. So, like, what was your prep? Like pretty much in the last month in playoffs looking like?
I'm gonna let Gambit take this.
I say the question one more time. I was only half paying attention. I'm a little bit stupid.
It's all good. You know what? You're riding high after your victory. So like you guys had like minimum time to mesh as a team, right? You had a brand new bot lane. You had to like learn how to do things like with new people. So week to week in the past month, what was your prep like?
The prep was literally just like I was trying different comps. I've already talked to you about this before last time.
Yeah.
But whenever we have a different bot lane, we can start playing towards them a little bit more, and also having our top lane be a little bit more unique. So a lot of it was just trying a bunch of different picks, and also, you know, the absolutely diabolical off-meta picks. We didn't get to pull out many of those today. No tank Kog'Maw, unfortunately, but it was all like that, and it was just fun time.
Yeah, that certainly sounds like it. So I'd like to turn the attention over to you know, your bot lane in a row, Cordelia. Obviously, you guys were the ones who came in like right at the very end of the season, saved the AGD roster, so to speak. But since you guys didn't have the same IBSG experience playing against all the other teams, how did you feel about the teams that you did get to play against and you did get to beat?
Honestly, I wasn't impressed by any of them.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Oh no. There is nothing. No. There is nothing you need to say sorry for. I looked at the match history of those games. I got to watch this one. Nothing you need to say sorry for. You guys played super well.
But yeah, I think every bot lane has been pretty weak. And then the top side of the map has been a deciding factor for our games. Because I think we've only dropped 2 games as a team since I've been in the IBSG. Which one was pre-playoffs and the one was during playoffs? I could be wrong about that, but I think those 2 games are decided by the top half of the map and not really the bot side.
Yeah, in finals though, absolutely, you played like a monster, man. My goodness, you really just stepped it up, and again, you came in the very end of the season. You know, not really anyone knew you, but I think after this season, especially, everyone's gonna, you know, remember your name. It's going the Hall of Fame. It's on the graphic and announcements, and you know, a big highlight I think you were in the series for your team. I actually have a question for Banana though. I'm gonna toss it over to him. I think he's the only person we haven't quite went over just yet. And you know, you were on AGD with the H's last season. You went through the same, you know, trials and tribulations that he did this season. What's it mean for you to win our league this season?
Oh man. I hate to sound cliche, but it absolutely means everything. I had an absolute blast playing last season, and to finish in the semifinals was personally crushing for me. And I was incredibly looking forward to the next season, with the intention to win it all, with the intention to go to finals, win finals, and be the first place team in a duo. And it feels incredible. And well earned. We worked really hard to get here. We absolutely made sacrifices to get here, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, man, I can definitely hear that, and I can tell just from your tone how much this means to you, and you absolutely deserve it. No one can take this away from you. It was a commanding victory, a commanding championship, and an amazing season from you guys. I'm going to hit, I guess, my last question, if True has any afterwards. You know, what are we going to be doing afterwards at the Lucky Ones? You coming back next season? You going to sail off in the horizon? You know, what's the plan?
We actually haven't talked about it. I know it for minimum. Me and Banana will be back. That's all locked in. We haven't talked to Gambit about it or anything like that. I don't know. It might be coming back to you in the GP. See what we can do there.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Sounds pretty spicy. I think the final thing that I have to ask is like, you guys came through like your season for three of you, but then like the all of playoffs. And looking back on this time, like especially with these games taken into account, who is your MVP for your team in all your minds?
I think that's
I
so
personally
hard
would.
to. I think that's so hard to say. I think that's
Uh-huh.
I
so
think it's
hard
hard
to
to
say.
say for you because it's you.
I
It's-
personally,
it is definitely banana.
I personally disagree. Like, I appreciate it. I truly do. But this is a team game. And every game we had in this series, every member of our team performed. And they did what they needed to do for us to win the game. Like, I by no means won the game by myself. I did what I had to do in my role. I did my job, and they did their job. And that's the only way we come away with the W. So it's hard to say who's an MVP because truly everyone did their job.
I will say season MVP would probably be banana for me, but playoff MVP is probably Enero/Cord, right?
Okay.
Because Cord is a monster.
I agree, but I would also throw it over to Gambit. Like that's why it's so hard for me to say MVP because Gambit played extremely well throughout this playoffs. I mean, his Zach was permabanned because whenever he was given Zach, I mean, he was a monster. He
I
was
got a
an absolute
100% win
monster.
rate on the Zach, dude. That's
He
got
was
a
an
speed, man.
absolute monster. Like we would be talking after the game, and I'd be like, "Dude, did you see that? Like, I got this play off." And then Gambit would be like, "Dude, what about me?" And I'd look at his fucking plays, and I'd look at his fucking scoreline, and man, he was popping off just as hard as everyone else. He played extremely well.
Thank you. I am.
Yeah, I
humbled.
mean, I think that's like super duper fair, all things considered. You guys played incredibly well throughout the entire like period of playoffs. I think this series is the only times you guys had games go past 30 minutes, though. So
They were a challenge. Gacha
yeah.
was a challenge for sure. They were who I wanted in the finals because they were who I considered to be the other best team in the league, and that's who I wanted to play in the finals. And I was so happy to play against them, and I was so happy to beat them.
Okay, so sounds like you guys got your fairy tale story, and then now you can ride off into the sunset, like Shuno said. Do you have any closing remarks for everyone out there in Duo?
Best of luck next season.
Yeah, sure.
You wasted all your time talking all that shit, Bo.
Oh no!
God.
No!
There
You
it
wasted
is.
so much
Oh my
time
God.
No!
He said what everyone was thinking.
calling us the unlucky ones a few times. Just good
Oh,
morning,
God.
finalists. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I guess it goes with the territory, right? If you're willing to talk it, you have to be willing to take it.
Agreed.
Indeed. All in all, though, I'm gonna involve our streamer here at Vossloh, our amazing headcaster. Do you have any, questions for our championship team here in IBSG?
We're fucking lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably change your guys' names to the skilled ones at this point. Okay. Oh, none. Well, hey, Senna gets crits.
Hey, listen. Listen. The last game,
we
I
built it
just
since we run
happened.
Ezreal.
I just happened to walk into the bot lane bush. I got a little bit lost, and then after being a little bit disoriented, Wukong walked into my lane, and that was lucky. We take
Well,
those.
I actually think all the luck comes with the fumble and draft the leaving Sun open. I feel like we have 3 champions that you must ban against us at all times. So. Oh,
Yeah, your
Terry, you're a
connection's starting to
robot.
die on you.
Yeah, but all in all, I think that is it that we have here. It's been an amazing season from you guys. It's been an amazing season from all of our teams that competed this season. It's been a great season of IBSG, and the lucky ones are the team that came out on top in all of it. One of our most competitive seasons of IBSG ever. We have what might just be an even more spicy Gold Platinum competitive series grand finals between first seed Pawn Sacrifice Black and second seed Beta Fox, led by Shrimp Tempura. That series is going to be coming to you tomorrow. And if you thought that this series was up in the air, who knows what tomorrow has in store. We have been Duo Esports IBSG. We'll see you in GP tomorrow. It's been a banger season. We wish everyone a great night.